Did you see that? Did you see that in the backstage, Tiff?
No, what happened?
Dad called right as you hit the countdown.
Are you kidding me?
No, he called right, and I'm like, Dad, I can't talk. I'm getting ready to go live right now. And he's like, well, what wasn't that a good hamburger you had for dinner? It's like, Dad, I can't talk right now. Literally, like 4 seconds. I gotta go. Click.
That was me and my mom earlier. So it just manifested. My ears are burning. Just wait. My mom won't be one-upped by somebody, so she'll be calling me. Our parents, y'all, every time we got to do a live or something, I swear, it's like there's some kind of that connection we have with them or something, but they end up calling us, or like we're like, what? And we're still kind of getting ready. I'm Tiffany, and this is Josh.
Hello, I'm like off screen doing something right now, so I'm sorry. You guys are only going to get to like see my hunched over back right now, and my cool tapestry. And my cool tapestry behind me.
We are lighting our candles because we practice protection during all of our readings, and for lighting the candles, would y'all like to help me pick the colors? I've got white, blue, yellow, navy, green, orange, red, and I have one black one left. So if y'all want to shoot me some colors real quick, I'm going to light some of those. And I'm in Texas. Josh is in Ohio.
Yes, I am.
Huh?
I said, yes, I am.
Yes, he is. And just watch, though. As the live goes on, he starts picking up on my accent. I noticed this the last time.
I am really, really guilty of mimicking people's accents.
Oh, it's good. It's hilarious. Because you even start saying darling. And I was like, oh my God, darling.
I say darling all the time. That's me normally. Like,
I have darling.
I have a bit of that southern charm.
That southern mystique that we all have. All right. And also, we'd love to know where people are from. So in the comments, let us know where you're from. Where y'all watching us from? All right, we got Stormy. Hey, girlfriend. Hello, loves. I can't see who that is as Facebook user. I think that may be Tiffany. Susan, hi. How are you doing, lovely? Pam, as always. Susan says, hello, Josh. Susan said red. Stormy says blue. Hi, Isis, who says blue.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa. Melissa says green. So we've got red, blue, and green. Those are good colors. And I'm going to do a black one like with them. So let's see. And of course, my lighter decides to kind of act up. Hold on, I'm going to reach over here real quick. I have another lighter.
I'm going to do my own candle spread over here on my own.
Yep. It was red, green, and blue.
Oh, come here, guys.
I'm going to put some bay leaves around it as well, just kind of for that extra protection and good luck, but I'm not going to light them. Okay, which color blue? Which color blue? I've got the light blue and I've got the dark. I mean, I can do both. For me, blue is a really calming color. Red, black for protection. Hey, Josh, your music sounds better than what I picked.
This is Daydream.
When I went back and watched our last one, that other lo-fi, it was all boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh my God, that's awful.
I wish we could get like a really, really chill kind of Actually, maybe in time, if we keep doing this, I'll talk to one of my buddies about seeing if we can't get some custom music done.
That would be really cool. Because if it's not, that free domain or whatever, they ban your video and stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be copyright free.
Yeah.
For use.
Okay, I'm adding a purple one for clarity, for vision, and for divine connection and protection. Y'all are seeing some of our setup. Sorry, guys. There we go. All
this is part of it.
Got them.
Well, when I get the new studio set up, there'll be cameras where they could actually see what I'm doing.
Oh, that would be really cool. It looks like a birthday cake. All right. Protections are set.
Tiffany's altar looks like there's about to be a giant mouse come out with a pizza.
What?
I said your altar looks like there's a giant mouse about to come out with a pizza. Like the birthday cake. No, like the birthday cake at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my gosh, it does kind of look. Oh my gosh, I almost pull them out. I don't want to do that.
She's gonna. Tiffany, just please put the fire down.
Oh, me and fire, right?
Yes.
Fire does love me.
Raven, you're in Broadstairs, England. Awesome. Let's see. Who else? Let's see.
We've got people from all over. Look at this.
Manitoba, Canada. We've got Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How you doing? Hey, Pam. How you doing? Hello, Isis. Isis Rain is in London. Nina Lane is in Central Texas. Who do we have? Susan is in Georgia. Stormy is in Salt Lake City. Yeah, I think we're caught up on that.
We have England. We have Broadstairs, England.
We got Daisy in Florida and on Andromeda in Indiana.
Wow.
Andromeda's not too far away from me. I'm in Ohio. I'm close to Indiana, the border.
Merry meet Andromeda. Oh, congratulations, Stormy. You'll have to let us know about the job. Indiana Midwest. How far is that from you?
Depends. I don't know exactly where in Indiana that is.
I live in a state that it literally takes you 12 hours or over 12 hours if you really go from one tip to the other. So when people are like, oh yeah, I was in New York, and I'm like thinking it's forever far away, and they're like, yeah, it's an hour drive, and I'm like, huh? Oh my gosh, Susan! She's lost 170 pounds since August 2019. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
Susan, you've watched me with this steroid stuff I'm on, where I put this weight on in a year, put on 100 pounds because of steroids for lupus. And I'm finally titrating off that. And I've lost 40 pounds. I still got a little bit to go though. Melissa, I'm doing good. Josh, how are you doing today?
I am doing good. I was trying to catch up on stuff on Facebook as well because there was stuff in the chat. So, and I'm still doing stuff, but we can, let's see. Do we have anyone who's wanting to do readings yet? Or are we going to do some Q&A? Because we're set up for doing Q&A as well. So
yeah,
if we want to start up with some of that. And then people can decide if they want to do readings as we go.
We can do that too. Guys, tonight we're doing it a little bit differently. We're experimenting because, Josh and I with collaboration, this is us working together like this. We're exploring different things that we can do and different ways that we can help and to, reach out. And one of those is spiritual question and answers. On Tuesdays, Joshua has a great roundtable discussion on his channel and on his page called Breaking Reality Show, right? Is it Breaking Reality Show?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. I'll grab the link here and share it.
And so we've already, on Tuesdays, we do the roundtable talking about all kinds of spiritual, metaphysical, scientific, mystical topics. And we thought we could bring that into some of our readings as well. So if any of y'all have some kind of spiritual question or something pops in your head that you are interested in knowing more about, you can ask us that question and maybe we can help you. And for readings tonight, I'll be doing pendulum questions. And I'll be doing yes and no with my trusty pendulum. No medical, no legal. And that is free. And then Josh is going to do some rune readings. And he's going to do, no?
We're going to do 3 rune readings right? For $5, right? Yeah. But I'm going to offer 2-card Lenormand readings for free.
Oh, a 2-card pull for those you're called to. That's a good one. I like that. Because we're not going to turn anybody down that really needs help and guidance. For the rune readings, they're going to be more in-depth tonight. So it's $5 for runes. If you're not familiar with what those are, they are based on the Viking language of the Elder Futhrok. And it's based on Norse culture. And Josh is really amazing at it. And then we're going to be doing partial card pulls for $10, which were very thorough. And then full card pull for $20. And just, you can send it to that PayPal that is linked there in the comments, or that's right there on the banner. This is a good question.
Hold on, I'm not even looking because I have realized I think I left my runes out in the front room.
We'll go get them.
I will here in a minute. I'm still working on these candles. So what is the question?
Intuition.
Okay.
Like, how does it feel? She feels things in her chest and gut. And I've got an answer, but I'm going to let you go first because I know you got probably a similar answer of mine.
Well, they say the gut is your second brain, and there's a lot of belief systems that talk about not ignoring your intuition because there are certain things your gut's going to know that your head is not going to know. And that's that. I know, but I don't know how I know that I know.
That's claircognizance also. Like, I know what I know, but I don't know how I know it, but I know it.
Yeah.
That's definitely, so intuition, it is, some people say intuition is not a psychic ability. I disagree. Intuition is part of our sixth sense. And all of us have a natural sixth sense. We all have intuition. It's just a matter of fine-tuning it and working with it and learning how your intuition works. And then that's where you start getting into, like with the claircognizance I just mentioned, or Josh kind of mentioned, that's where it's a gift of just knowing. You know the information. You don't know why. You're absolutely certain. Then there's the clairempathy, which Susan Meadows is a very strong empath. Empaths, we are notorious for the gut instincts. And empaths usually have some GI issues, sadly, because our solar plexus is so in tune with our surroundings. And so we pick up that extra information there. So those are kind of the two main ones. And then intuition's also that in your chest, that's your heart chakra. So pay attention, that's your inner yes or no. So if you are facing something and you don't know whether you should do it or not, or you need to check in with yourself if a decision is a good one to make, tune into your heart space. Feel into it. Does it feel tight? If it feels tight, like anxiety or heavy, that's your no. If your heart space feels open and free and light, that's your yes. And it kind of works the same way with your gut. They can kind of work on playing with that.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's really that that gut feeling, sometimes that is the most important thing that you can listen to. If that gut feeling kind of feels like it's falling into alignment with everything, then go with it. But sometimes those gut feelings are going to be those checks for you that goes, all right, you're about to do something stupid. We're giving you a check. Are you going to listen, or are you going to go continue on down this path doing something that's going to make you have to come back around and learn this lesson all over again?
Spirit's like, all right, dummy, I'm making your stomach hurt. Listen. And it's no, I'm going to do what I want.
Well, those are the subtle ways that we're spoken to.
Absolutely. It's using your energy body, and then our energy body is, of course, connected to our physical body. So like Susan mentions that it feels like her gut gets bigger, or even her heart. I would say the expansion, if it feels light, that's a good thing. If it feels big and uncomfortable, then that means it could be picking up on too much emotion or too much energy, and you need to come back to yourself, ground, and find your center. Susan says no more lessons. I'm sorry to break it to you. Earth is a school for souls. Lots of lessons. Never ending. I'm tired of them too.
Lessons are what we do. Okay, let me go get my runes, and then we will start in on some more stuff. I will be right back. I'm going to kill the camera while I go do this.
All right. Hi, Bina. I'm sorry. We're not really answering like specific health related questions. But if you want to be more specific about another question, absolutely. Oh, Stormy, condolences for your cat. That was your familiar. We're very close to our familiars. Bridget, great question. To develop your intuition, there's a lot of techniques that we use. I can post some tips on my business page, Modern Mystic, for you. And if you go to the Modern Mystic group, you can click on the topics and the files and the resources, and you're going to see all kinds of articles and information, even books that I've posted in the Modern Mystic group on developing intuition and psychic abilities, also known as ESP, which is considered extrasensory perception. It's different terms for something that's a very similar thing, you know? And so for intuition, learning to pay attention to it is the number one. And learning to pay attention to how your body, your spirit team, your angels respond to different situations. And it's just kind of like that being grounded in your body and noticing what you're picking up. So if you're an empath, you know that you pick up vibes. And if you go someplace and you automatically feel like a shift in the energy, it feels like someone's been fighting in there, there's that part of you that learns to trust your intuition, to trust yourself. And like that would be the next step. So like learning to recognize how you intuit information. Are you feeling it in your gut, your heart? Is it a clear knowing? Are you hearing it, clairaudience? And then trusting yourself and then practicing with it. And great ways to practice are, if you like, for example, if you have psychometry, and also it's like an empath gift, or clairsentience, which is like clear empathy, you go to an antique store and you can touch items that you're called to. Tune into yourself. Tune into your intuition. Tune into how you know yours works. And see what you pick up from that antique in that store. Look at old photos and try to feel or know or see or imagine what that person's life would be like or who that person was. And then fact check yourself. Because the more facts that you can start to pick up on, the more proof you have to yourself that your intuition is correct. There's these cards called Zinner cards. I use Zinner cards in person and in practice. They were created by a psychiatrist, I don't know, like back in the 60s or 70s. There's some simple shapes on these cards. And in person, it's a lot of fun. You could shuffle the card, and let's say I'm going to be the sender. All right, so I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to pick one. And we're going to practice this. I'm going to focus on it for a moment. If we were in person, I would hold it in my right hand, which is the right is you're sending. So I'm sending you. Ooh, no, not that one. I'm sending you, changing images, sending you an image. If we were in person, I would touch you with my left hand. And I would send you this image. And tune into the card. Tune into what do you feel, see, know, hear. How do your senses work? Your first choice is usually correct. You don't know all the shapes, but it was a square. And you can do it with color cards. You can do it with all different kinds of things. Tarot cards, you can practice it yourself.
Do it with
Those
regular.
Are some really fun ways to work on it.
You can do it with regular playing cards. I'll be back in just a second. I'm dealing with Tanner. He's going nuts right now.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh, they're doing that festival in town, and people are just making a bunch of noise because it's like the final band of the night's coming on. So, and
no worries.
We're just a couple blocks from it. I'll be right back.
Okay, got it. Stormy, following your intuition is going to guide you. And something that you want to do is make sure that you check in with yourself periodically to see how you're feeling. What is your guidance? Always check in with yourself. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll through. Oh, Bridget, I think I answered your question. I appreciate you, Andromeda. I'm assuming you're talking about me. I love your energy too, by the way. Just saying. And blessed be, sister. I feel your magic. All right. Susan says she also hears people, but not a lot. She hears them talking in her ear, but she can't make out what they're saying. How do I develop that? That would be your clairaudience, which is not one of my strongest, but I do work with people on developing it. My clairaudience is kind of like yours, but mine is more in my head. And I will get my higher self, my higher soul self that I work with, that I channel. When I bring my higher self in and I'm tuning into my higher self vibration, it's like I have to ask my higher self to be more clear. So that's what you need to do, Susan. And you can be more clear with your team. Is it your angels that are communicating to you that you're hearing externally, which is actually amazing because most of us don't hear externally. When we think about people hearing spirit or angels, we think about them hearing it. No, it's very subtle and it's usually very quiet. And it's because they're communicating through a veil. They are on a different vibrational frequency than us. So they're having to lower their vibration to communicate if they're a higher vibe, or we're having to raise ours to meet them. So I'll get kind of muffled external sounds that almost sound like someone's talking underwater to me. And then I will be more clear with them. And then I tune into my stronger senses, like my clairempathy or my claircognizance or clairvoyance, which is clear seeing. And I ask them to communicate with me that way as well. And you'll start getting it where it's not just one or the other. And just keep working on that and ask them to be louder, ask them to be clearer. What do you think, Josh? With a clairaudience, what's a good practice?
My experience with clairaudience is different because my experience with clairaudience is doing like shamanic journeys, either through drumming and going into a meditative trance or working with psychedelics.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Squirrel epiphany. Josh, you know when I do the ketamine treatments for my fibro, and right before I go into that K-hole, that dissociative brain reset, I hear a ripping sound. And I have looked all over the internet. The first time it happened, I kept asking my dad, who's my trip sitter, he goes with me. I kept saying, Dad, do you hear those motorcycles? Dad, there's so many motorcycles. And my dad was like, what is she talking about? It was in my head. What was I hearing?
I don't know. You might have been like hearing yourself like fall down through like some kind of like, you know, Einstein-Rosenberg bridge or whatever. You're going through like some kind of wormhole.
Oh my gosh. And that's why it gets quiet after I go in. And it always happens right before I disassociate, before my consciousness expands beyond my human vessel that I'm living right now.
I've never worked with ketamine. Ketamine is totally completely different than the molecules that I work with. I work with psilocybin, DMT, ayahuasca, peyote. You know, those substances are what I work with as sacred sacraments and stuff. And
because,
so,
you know, I asked my nurse practitioners, you know, like, hey, like, I'm like hearing like a ripping sound, and then it sounds like construction in my head, you know, and they were like, what? And I was like, every time, right after they give me that second dose, boom, I hear it, and then I'm there.
And that's gonna be different for each person.
And that's what they said. And so I did find one girl on like Reddit that described the exact same thing. And she feels that it's actually our soul or our astral self pulling away from the physical self.
It could be.
It's like a ripping sound.
It could be.
Very interesting thought though. Hi April. Thank you. Appreciate you. Pam, what you want to know about crystals? Pam already knows so much about them.
Crystals are Tiffany's area.
Andromeda says, I've been being held down and attacked at home after being attacked physically at work. I channeled another neighbor who had a similar attack. Then I got, girl, we got to talk to you. I quit my job because it whipped me and it put me back in my past trauma. Why don't you have your protection set? Andromeda, are you Wiccan? I feel magic in you. Are you a practitioner? You need to circle your home and stuff in black salt, sister. Salt those windows too. What? Okay, I'm wondering, are you saying a spirit came through? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you got from that, Josh? A spirit came through?
Well, I mean, being held down and attacked could either be like emotionally, physically, mentally, energetically. I mean, I don't know what she means, so there needs to be clarification there on what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Could you clarify if you feel comfortable? Oh, wow. Look at this one. This is beautiful. Daisy says that she recently learned her 8-year-old daughter has been blessed with the gift of sensing spirit. She also believes she's an empath. How can I help her understand her gift? You know what? We may need to do like a group or something, like a private, and do like a support for moms and dads that have gifted children.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, ever since the last reading with Crew wanting readings, has me thinking, because I know that there's a lot of children out there that are gifted and have these talents and stuff, and they don't have anyone that is there. We were
alone, you know?
Right. Like, I was learning by like, hey, look, I found this book at the library by the rare off chance that, you know, this one didn't get thrown out in the trash by someone.
Like finding a Celtic magic book in the middle school library when you worked, I worked there. and I delved into that and I was hooked.
Yeah.
And the gifts, you just asking that question, Daisy, is important because that's showing that you are open. Because I have a feeling that you're much like many of us indigos and starseeds, that we aren't going to shut down our children's gifts like we had to shut down ours to fit in. So instead, you're going to nurture this and you're going to support her and help her grow it. We've got some really close friends that have kids about your daughter's age, and there are affirmation cards on Amazon for kids, tarot cards. There are books for kids on like spirituality, magic books. I mean, there's all kinds of those resources. It's just kind of knowing where to find them. And as far as being an empath, teaching her to recognize her own energy, her own emotions, and being able to discern that from what she's picked up from other people is really important.
Something I would teach her early on is basics about energy, teach her about chakras, and how to align chakras, give her the fundamental basic teachings of some of the different esoteric arts, because she's really, really interested in it.
Time in nature.
Well, it's like I've got my 18-year-old niece is looking at moving up here to study with me and like do an apprenticeship, and she'll be working with the Breaking Reality show she does. And if she comes up, part of that training is her looking at all of the different esoteric arts and knowledges and pathways and seeing what clicks with her. Like she's really drawn to astrology, horoscopes, things to deal with the moon, the lunar cycles. So that's going to be an area that she'll want to gravitate to. Doesn't mean I need to gravitate to that area. That's not my strong field. I have basic understandings. I have enough understanding with it, but that's not my expertise. So what I'll do is I will find people that have that expertise
to help
and
them.
have them mentor her.
And also, what I just put up there, PM is right. One of the first things I always teach little ones and new empaths to learn how to surround themselves in a bubble of white light. White light is pure Christ light. It is protective, it's healing, it's shielding, and that will help her learn how to do visualization. She could even do it like a cloak, where she can envision herself being like wearing a cloak of white light, and nothing can hurt her or harm her, or no negativity can touch her. And teach her how to do that. And then grounding. That would be time in nature. Josh will tell people, go hug a tree. And it's true.
Trees have an amazing energy aura, and they will help with so many different things. So a lot of times what I'll tell people is go out, if you can, sit down with your back up against a tree, take your shoes off, put your feet flat against the ground, like bend your knees, get your feet flat against the ground, and just meditate for as long as you possibly can. And just breathe. Focus, do nothing more than just focus on your breathing.
Another thing, Empath 101. Mom, learn about empaths. You can go to the Modern Mystic group, and we also have a group, a little sister group called Mystic Empath, and go to the resources there, the files. There's tons of information for empaths. Doing things like self-care is really important for an empath, because we pick up on so much and we're sensitive that we need that time alone. Otherwise we get drained.
Well, it's not just that time alone. We have to do things to treat ourselves special, because a lot of times empaths are not going to get that from other people. because other people are seeking that empath for what they can get from them. And
Yes.
so it becomes the responsibility of the empath to take care of themselves and not rely on someone else to do it for them.
One of my biggest life lessons: self-care, self-love, and self-love is not selfish. It is mandatory. You also have to teach her boundaries, because like what Josh said, she's going to have some of those issues with some of that, and she might have some people-pleasing tendencies where she'll just want to please people because she loves them, especially the people she loves and cares for. And sometimes she will, as she gets older, she needs to learn that no is a complete sentence. She needs to learn how to say no.
Well, I think that's one of the most important things to teach young women is the power of their no. I've seen different teachings where they talk about they will get girls to sit there and just scream no at the top of their voice, as loud and as strong and as powerful as they can, in another person's face. And a lot of times they'll do it in guys' faces. And what it is they want to empower them in being able to do, feel that their no has an impact.
And they have to know that their no means no.
Right.
And I went through my counselor. She's very open-minded. Okay. I am a domestic abuse survivor and SA. And I've been through so much therapy. And one of the things that my counselor had me do was to go find a remote place out in the woods in nature. And to go out there and to just scream and cry and rage. And I did. And the trees helped me. The energy of Gaia was like a loving mother. And I really, oh my God, let's cry. I released so much by doing that because I didn't know that no was a complete sentence for a long time. And that's something that's important for empaths, because we do have a tendency to attract narcissistic types. And we have to learn to stand up for ourselves, if that makes sense. And Daisy, you are an empath, by the way. She gets it from you.
And one other thing I would encourage the parents of any young kids, put them in some form of martial arts, self-defense training. I hate to say it, but the world is a dangerous place. It is physically dangerous. And so get them some of that ability to protect themselves. A really good instructor will teach them that we want you to know how to defend yourself and how to fight, but we don't want you to ever have to use it.
And like with you, I know martial arts training kind of helps you with energy. You learn chi, you learn body movement, you learn grounding.
Well, yeah,
you learn a lot.
I learned a lot because I studied one of the internal styles of Kung Fu. I studied Xing Chen. And so we worked with chi energy, and we worked off of a center line pathway, which is similar to the chakra. I mean, it is the chakra pathway. It's the same pathway. But we worked with it from a Chinese standpoint.
Oh, sorry. I was reading Andromeda. A last thing for Daisy, there's this book called The Empath Survival Guide.
Yes, by Judith Orloff.
Huh?
The one by Judith Orloff?
Yes, that's the HSP one and the empath one. And it's coming from a psychology perspective. She's a psychologist. And it's a really great read. And that's something I feel you as a mom need to pick up and read, because it's going to help you with yourself as well. Go for it. Look at that. We've got a reading for Brittany's Tiny.
Oh, nice.
And before we do that, Andromeda. Yes, I would call you a witch. Hello, sister. I feel the magic in you very strongly, by the way. I would say probably more eclectic type of witch. And you are remembering more of who you are from past lives. She's going through a remembrance phase. You know, she's talking about doing the K treatment as well. It is amazing for PTSD. It, like, the studies on it, it's healing. The way the brain works is so freaking phenomenal. But it's like a reset button, basically. And so it helps with depression, anxiety, pain. My fibro's gone. She hears a weird sound like a chime, though. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline.
I don't hear stuff like that when I go into my stuff. Like, I don't know. It's weird because, like, for me, I'm also listening to music. I'm listening to solfeggio frequencies already. I'm
listening to drums.
Yeah.
And I have visuals, so I think it's part of my clairvoyance as well. And also, you know.
Oh, I have visuals the whole time, especially when I'm using ayahuasca. 45 minutes in, you're hitting visual state.
Do you have audio with it too? Because I have audio.
Oh yeah.
But you don't hear it before going in.
No, I hear audio when I'm in the visionary state, when I'm interacting with stuff, because I'm traveling to other dimensions and other realms.
Me too. Oh my gosh. When I was coming out of that one big K-hole and I looked at Dad and I said, Dad, we're the same person. And my dad was like, what? And I was like, I'm you and you're me and we're all connected. And Dad was like, I guess we kind of are, huh? And I'm like, well, energetically, we're all part of consciousness. So yeah, we are connected, you know?
So before we move on, I want to show these off. I got these today.
I'm so excited.
Tiffany sent me the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck.
I got your back. I love that deck. There we go. I can see it better now.
Yeah, I keep going to the wrong side of the...
I like the matte finish so much better than the glossy. It shows up so much better.
Yeah. So, I am still getting used to working with tarot again because I haven't done it in like about 7-8 years. So it's been a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on tarot on my own, and I will do my first tarot readings on a live on Halloween from this deck.
Nice. We're gonna do readings on Halloween, and it's all gonna be Halloween and Samhain. It's gonna be all themed for that day.
And then I also got this Lenormand deck today as well.
One of my favorites. Those are much bigger cards. Lenormand are always so tiny.
Oh yeah.
Those are like oracle size. This is the normal size of Lenormand.
These aren't quite oracle.
Look,
here. Here's an oracle card next to them.
Okay.
Oracle's a little bigger, a little wider, a little taller.
And it's not quite tarot size, because tarot size is thinner.
Yep. And they're not, yeah. And then here's a regular Lenormand card against it.
That's cool, though. I love the artwork on those.
On the set?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the Mirror Truth set. This is the Fairy Lenormand.
They're so much fun. Brittany, I agree. I feel she's exploring past life stuff. The fairy deck. Jacqueline's a clairvoyant.
I actually have been looking at this ancestral past life deck that
I have one.
Is it the Phoenix one?
No, I have one that's out of print. I got it through Brittany. It's kind of the Chinese ones, I think, but it's the Dr. Weiss and Doreen Virtue before Doreen decided to like switch sides or something. I don't know. Don't even get me started. But that deck is a past life deck based on Brian Weiss's studies doing past life regressions in his practice. And it's a pretty cool deck. I'm sure Brittany could get her hands on one of them for you.
Hold on, Nightmare Before Christmas crystals?
Wait, what?
Like you're talking my information right now, Brittany. Like I need to know more.
She shared us in her group, Crystal Collective. All right. Real quick, Jacqueline, when you have those visions, tune in on them and put your focus right here on your third eye. Okay. And focus on that third eye and envision it opening up like a flower. And usually it would be like purple or violet colored, or even indigo. Some people open up like a flower, and whatever color you see yours as, open up that third eye and then learn to close it and open it. And that turns it on and off. What is that?
It's a Palladian healing disc.
I don't know what this thing is. I mean, I recognize it weirdly. Like, I know what that is. It's a tree of life.
It is. It's a tree of life symbol. But it's supposed to be a copper healing disc. I use it mainly for just energy focus when I do readings and stuff. I put it on the cards.
You know what I have on the cards?
But actually, if you shine a light through this properly, you get a really beautiful prism that hits the wall in a really, really beautiful rainbow pattern.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Brittany says she loves it.
I'm curious. Absolutely.
She says, look at this. She says she has those cards. Brittany, put a deck aside. I'd like to get a deck of those cards for Josh. She has Nightmare Crystals and Obsidian Jack Skulls and Obsidian Zero.
Oh, you've got an Obsidian Zero? Oh, Zero's my favorite.
Put one of those aside too.
Oh, I love Zero. That's
all right.
Like when I got these cards, like the first thing I had to do was, like, of course, when you open them up, they're major arcana first. And the very first major arcana card, of course, is the Fool. And so the Fool is Jack with Zero going into the woods to start their journey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And, like, I absolutely just love Zero. Like, one of my all-time favorites. And it's funny because, actually, for those of you who are big fans of Nightmare Before Christmas, it just came out not too long ago. There is a novel that picks up where the movie ends.
Oh, like a fanfic?
Well, it's like officially licensed novel merchandise. Like it's canon in the world. Like they're writing continuing on story in that world. And what it's following is Sally, when her and Jack get married and she becomes the Pumpkin Queen and takes on responsibilities in Halloween Town. It follows her insecurities and her not feeling worthy enough to hold the role and what she has to go through in it. And it sounds like it's going to be an absolutely amazing book. I've got to get it and read it. And I don't read. Mine are all burning pretty good. Like three of them are burnt almost all the way down. One's just not doing. I mean, it's burning, but not going out.
That light blue one. I don't know why. You want to do Greg's cards? Hey, Brittany, is Greg around? Is he there with you? Her husband is freaking hilarious, by the way.
She says she's handing him the phone.
Oh, I didn't see that. And what is your question? I'll do a yes or no pendulum for your question, or Josh could pull like a couple of Normon, depending on what your question is.
Why don't we go ahead and do Greg's cards, and why don't you start off?
Let's do that.
Why don't you start and I'll follow through, because I haven't started even shuffling yet.
3 moons. Jacqueline. To me, 3 moons in a dream is symbolic of the maiden mother crone. I'm Wiccan, so yes, the maiden mother crone. That is the 3 moons, and depending on what phase they are, they mean different things. So that's that divine feminine goddess aspect within you. Will my husband be proven right? Oh, and Oh,
those are tricky questions to answer. I mean,
I can't really tune in on that one. Like, I need more information, kind of, but I don't want to ask because, like, this is public, you know? Oh, there's Greg. Greg is talking to us.
Hey, Greg, what's going on, buddy? I'm shuffling cards for you right now.
Greg, this is Josh. Josh, this is Greg.
And I'm waiting on Tiffany to do her stuff because I'm going to let her go first.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to figure out what was going on with Anne. I don't know. Okay. Greg, I'm going to do tarot for you first, okay? And I'm going to pull from the Light Seers deck. And then I'll let Josh do his thing, and then I'll pull a couple Oracle. She said Heller. What does Heller mean?
Huh?
Oh, he said Heller. Heller.
Heller? Heller? Like hello? Heller?
Oh, Heller. See, I've been slow, like, all day. Like, since I woke up, I'm like,
I think he's making fun of your accent.
He would not. He is a smart ass, though. He might be. You want this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be sassy back.
Get her all sassy on the first reading of the night.
Huh?
Not just a hillbilly.
Oh, God. No, hillbillies, no. And I am not a hillbilly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with hillbillies. I mean, there's each their own. I don't want to say that, but I'm going to quit talking. He says he's just a hillbilly. He's not a hillbilly. He has an accent too, though.
I actually am a hillbilly. I grew up in like
mm-hmm. Hey, Greg, will you give me a number? Give me the first number that comes to your mind. Or do you have a lucky number? I'm going to shuffle that many times for you. I have a few cards that fell out, but I want to shuffle for a number for you. Don't give me like 100 though, okay? Be kind. 3. Good. 3 is a good number. Look up the symbolism of 3. Numerology wise.
Who are you telling to do that?
1, 2, 3. Huh?
Who are you telling to do that?
What? Oh, him. 3. He needs to look up the numerology. Three. Well, goodness gracious, he's got some crap going on. Dude, what have you been up to? You got the Tower card. Hold up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Now I understand. Okay, your Tower card flew out, okay? Tower card's not always bad, of course. To me, Tower card is a closing of old cycles, old patterns, things that are no longer working for you, and transitioning into a newer, upgraded, more wise version, awakened of yourself. And to get to this point, though, there's a lot of things you've got to let go of still. There's some shadow work that you've been dodging. And this 9 of Swords is telling me that that shadow work has been screaming at you. So pay attention to when you get triggered about things and dig to the core of why you got triggered. Because that's going to give you the answers that you need to put some old skeletons in the closet, per se, to put them to rest. Because it's time to let some shit go. You've had to be so vigilant. It's like you have been in protector mode for such a long time that sometimes it's hard for you to just step back. It's hard for you to allow someone else to step up for you. And I'm supposed to tell you that Brittany's a badass, and you know that. And the thing is that she's also in your life to help you heal. And she's got the means in order to do so. And you're also helping her heal. So her divine feminine is healing your divine masculine. And then your divine masculine is healing her divine feminine. So if Brittany's been driving you nuts, or if there's certain things in the relationship where you and her just come like at each other, explore the reasons why. Because it's not really her or a situation that's triggering you. It's your past. It's a past trauma that you have been avoiding dealing with. And I hate to say that. But good news is you need to meditate and spend more time with yourself spiritually. Seven of Wands also calls for you to learn protection, energetic protection. This is going to be really important to you because you're going through another awakening of consciousness. You got the Ace of Swords, and this one is all about awakening. It's all about consciousness growth. You got the High Priestess. And that High Priestess card, I feel, represents Brittany in your life. And with the High Priestess card, together, the two of you and your awakening are going to make it through some tough times that y'all been going through, because you got the Sun card. And the Sun card has a great affirmation. It says, I am whole, I am more than enough, and I shine like the sun when I'm happy. And that's the key thing right there. Follow your happiness. Follow your happiness and allow yourself to be happy. Because I feel like sometimes you hold yourself back from that. And it's time to let go of some of those old things, because it's going to free you. It's going to free up a lot of energy, a lot of space. And you're going to feel so much lighter. Josh, what'd you get?
I got, first off, let's start off with in the world and not of the world. I got my camera aligned all different tonight and it's throwing me off. So with this card, it starts off that, you know, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. So that means that you don't necessarily go with the mainstream. If you see it's the fish going against the current, going upstream.
Oh, that would be him.
And so you don't necessarily go with the flow of society, and that's important in your path that you're on right now. But you also have visions of life beyond death. Now, this could be in reference either to spiritual work as a medium, or this could be in reference to being called out on some of the shadow work, on working on the aspects of yourself that are hidden in the dark that you're not tying into. And that you're kind of, you know, those are the skeletons in the closet.
There's some abandonment. I'm feeling almost like an abandonment issue. And that's kind of been coming up for a lot of us.
I got collaborative dreaming. Collaborative dreaming means working in union or tandem with someone. Often it refers to working together in like a business type setting, but it can also be a relationship dynamic. You just accepted Odin, got the Valknot tattooed on your leg. Very nice, very nice.
Congratulations.
I got a statue of Odin out on my altar. So
I love Odin.
So the collaborative dreaming, though, can also reference into a collaborative dream that you're working together with a loved one or
Brittany.
a partner, and it's going to lead to a legacy of light. And for that legacy of light to flourish, you're going to have to softly, the tender touch. And so it's not going to require you to have the hard, harsh hand of those really strong masculine energies, but it's going to be learning how to have that gentle touch when needed as well, because it's every bit as important as that guardian protector aspect.
I'm right there with you. I just had a card fly out, and I'm like, oh my God.
And as you are focusing on that, you want to remain focused in on the light, because your main goal in all of this, as you're working on everything, is to continue listening for the truth.
He's a truth seeker. He goes down rabbit holes. He's waking up more.
Yes, and that symbol is a very powerful symbol too.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. That's why I'm kind of laughing. I was just shuffling my cards, asking one more thing.
Greg, I bet she says the same thing about you.
Oh yeah. They're painting each other's butt. Okay. Hilarious. First time I ever hear Greg's voice is on one of Brittany's lives. And she was like selling, doing crystals and some cards and selling some stuff from her store. And he kept harassing her. And I was like, oh my word, she has so much patience, because I would have kicked him out the house and locked him out. They're perfect for each other though, because they bounce off each other. He's That's hilarious. Funny. Ace of Pentacles. This is the collaboration you were just talking about. The affirmation for that one is, I plant my goals with intention, direct focus, and faith. That card is about beginning new ventures or tasks. It's new ideas, planting seeds for the future, great future successes, manifestation, ambitions, and prosperity. Because you are rooting new beginnings. It's a powerhouse of possibilities that reveals the materialization of earthly ambitions. Earthly, it's something Josh and I were talking about earlier. How to use our gifts and still be able to feed ourselves.
Right.
When you seed your future by planting your very first intention, things feel exciting and possible. Hold on to those feelings of optimism and success. For the new start that you're welcoming into your life is incredible for potential to thrive. Your ace initiates a timeline where your future wealth, health, material abundance are ushered in. By figuring out your soil conditions, you can water, you know what your seeds need, you know how to tend them. Bring your determination and dedication and see your abundance spring to life in the form of success and material financial wins and soul satisfying well-being. This card is about that combination coming together. The spiritual world working with the material world.
Well, that's
us finding that balance.
Well, that's what in the world, but not of the world is meaning as well.
That makes sense.
Greg, what kind of business?
What kind of business, Greg? Do you do spiritual business like Britt? Like, what do you do? Curious. He says it's amazing. The last thing in the book on this one is, with this wonderful message for good things to come, it's time to visualize, attract, prioritize, and act. So that's like, when we talk about manifestation, it's not just about thinking about it. It's about holding that thought, believing that is going to be, that it's real, that is happening.
Well,
you've already achieved it.
Well, that's where I talk about holding the gratitude for manifestation, that you hold the gratitude that you have already received whatever it is you are trying to manifest. So if you're trying to manifest, 200 new customers this year with your business, then approach every single day as if you are receiving those customers coming in already. Not that you're expecting them, but that they are already coming in, because that allows energetic pathways to be opened up. But at the same time, if you go into your workday with the idea of, oh man, it's a really slow day, we only had 5 customers today, we normally have 10, shit, what's going on? Crap.
You're attracting it.
You're going to block the blessing of the 200 new customers, and you're going to have problems being successful.
That's a hard job, man. Because as a medium, oh Lord, y'all know mediums. Sometimes when we connect to spirit, we see, how they went, like we witness it for them, and it ain't pretty. And you need to make sure that you let Brittany cleanse your energy on a daily basis. He needs to do energy cleanses. He also needs to start practicing meditation more. He's not meditating. He needs to tune into his inner voice because it's really loud and it's trying to get his attention. He needs to slow his mind down and listen within. There's a method that I've heard of. Have you ever heard of the 369 manifestation method? Josh?
You got me. I'm listening. I thought you was asking him, but you got me. I'm all ears.
It's one that's based on Tesla's teachings with 369. And so it goes that in the morning, you write 3 times an affirmation, something that you want to manifest. Like with your business, you write it out 3 times in the morning, and you hold that and you keep that in your pocket or keep that with you all day. Midday, you write it 6 times and you hold that intention. You keep it all day. In the evening or at night, before you go to bed, you put it underneath your pillow. Write your intention 9 times. And it uses the power and that energy behind 369, which we all know that Tesla was like, that's the key to the universe.
Right.
It uses that energy to help fuel the manifestation. And it's keeping you on focus. So just like you said, it's about like believing you already have it. Well, the 369 is like you physically doing it, like kind of like with sympathetic magic. We do it to make that intention more real. And so I would suggest that. Right. Try the 369.
Tracy, we do not do any legal readings whatsoever.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy. Yeah, no legal, no medical. I'm sorry, we can't. It's like a liability thing. Oh man, I'm not putting that up there. He loves Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you had what? Huh? A tarot card dropped from this dude's oven? Spirit is like talking to you, dude. He says he's going to try it. I can send Brittany, there's a really cool article on the 369 method, and I can send it to Brittany. And it kind of walks you through it. Some recommend, instead of just writing it, you can do a visualization as well. So like if you have a type of dream home that you want to manifest for yourselves, then every day you would look at that image. You're getting this. You've got this. This is manifesting in your life. You're telling the universe, I need this. I'm open to this.
Right.
I'm looking. Someone else had asked something weird.
Let's see. We got Stephanie Polston.
Oh, Stephanie! Hi! Oh, Greg. Hope that helped, by the way. And hope it resonated. Please let us know. Stephanie's a sweetheart. Oh, Crimson. She called me a crimson cutie. Thank you. I went back to mine blonde. My mom's been driving me nuts to do it. Spiritual strengths from Aaron. We already know she's an empath like you are. She's clairsentient. She's a healer. Look at her hands. See if she has some healer marks. She should have an X in the middle of her palm. Like an X. And she should have little lines right here down the side of her pinky. I'm feeling she's a healer. She's amazing with animals. Young children love her. She is such a bright light. She
Welcome,
needs to
Greg.
learn to work with her angels. And Stephanie, you need to learn to work with your angels too. What? What, Josh?
Oh, I said you're welcome, Greg. Greg said thank you.
He says he's going to try it. I'll send that article. He does have a dream home. You need to find an image of it and seriously print it. I would tape it to my mirror in the bathroom so that every time I go in there, I see it, you know?
There is something to be said about making a manifestation board.
It really does. It works. It does. Will many be coming in soon? I can check my pendulum, Tracy, on that one. I know it has to do with the court case, though.
Can you check PayPal? Jordan Madison Burton said they tried to PayPal, but they're not sure if it worked.
Yeah, I'll check. Tracy, I got a yes. Many's going to be coming in soon. Hold on. How soon is she? Not many this week, though. Will she be receiving? There's going to be a holdup. I'm getting a no. Will she be receiving money next month? More October. October is more your timeline. So you got to buckle down and budget yourself better, okay? Because you've got this. Aw, it just made my day. Hey, Britt.
Hello, Lindsay.
Hey, Britt. What's up with this? You're going to tell me about this bachelor party that y'all are fighting about. That's why I picked up that power card. Because she's going to a bachelor party and they were just fighting about it.
You're not supposed to be telling all that on the air.
He said it in the comments. It's there.
Maybe he wasn't supposed to be saying it.
He said it. Brittany, y'all are supposed to kiss and make up, by the way. Greg, kiss and make up. You can trust her 100%. So kiss and make up. Jordan, I'm checking right now. Do we have any questions, spiritual Q&A stuff, or any more people for readings? I'm checking for Jordan. Proving I am not a robot.
The other day, she's like, so does the polls count when it says, is it a stoplight?
What?
You, the other day, when it was stoplight, you're like, does the poll count that it's on?
I just had a problem because it said find the tractors. And there was something that looked like a tractor, but it wasn't. And I clicked on it. And so I had to redo another one. Oh, Jordan, we got you. Jordan asked for a mini reading.
Tiffany really needs are you quite sure? Are you sure you're not fully a robot, but maybe a little bit because you can't tell what a tractor is?
I know what a tractor is. It's the first vehicle I ever drove, sitting in my grandpa's lap in a cotton field. But that looked like a tractor wheel. It was tricking me. Those things give me so much trouble. Kind of like me in passwords. Oh my God, Brittany, you're cracking me up. Stephanie, I need clarification. What about your dad? Brittany says, haha, she's going to a bachelorette party for the weekend, and he's scared because he thinks she's going to run away. You're stuck with Brittany. Sorry. Sorry, you're not getting rid of her.
Just make sure
like,
she
I
doesn't.
can't even stand you. Why would I want another?
Just make sure that she doesn't take her favorite crystals, and you hold on to those, and she'll come back for them.
Oh, crystal ransom. Shh. Don't tell people that.
It's like, did you see the thing? Did I share it to you? It's the meme of, the two women and the one's like yelling, and then the other picture's the cat sitting at the dinner table. You know the meme I'm talking about? It's real famous.
Yes. You know the meme queen.
Yeah, and it's the lady's like, I thought you said he would be coming. I thought you said in the last reading he'd be coming back. And the cat's like, yeah, to get his stuff.
Oh my God, Brittany, you called it. She can't go. All her crystals are there.
She can't leave your Danu statue. See, there you go. So Greg has nothing to worry about. You have to come back home.
Exactly. Like, I mean, like what's she gonna do and where's she gonna go? Seriously? Like, Brittany is crazy about you. So get with it.
You clean carpets, so the floors are always clean.
What?
I said the floors are always clean. Got someone that's
those
professional.
sometimes those that clean for like a living, their house is the worst. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe because they just don't feel like cleaning anymore because they've done it all day.
They do it all day and they come home and they're like, screw this.
But you got to consider he's got the professional equipment to do it.
He cleans up murder scenes.
Yeah, so there you go. A grape juice spill on the floor is not going to be a problem.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh, Jordan. What in the world? I just had a big old chunk of cards like fly out at me.
Jennifer, we're doing $5 for three rune rune reading, $5 or $10 for mini readings, and $20 for full spread readings.
Look what Brittany said. It is genius.
What she said, carpet. Yeah, that's what it is. Haha, it's that steam wand. Yes, it's that special steam wand.
Oh man,
that's a total complete different show for that conversation.
Jordan, you got the awakening card similar to Greg, but your card is an awakening that is coming through a lot of turmoil. Okay, I'm supposed to tell you that the shit you've been going through, I'm sorry, you are going to survive this, and you need to face the devil within. Okay, the devil card scares a lot of people, but the devil card is a reminder to look at your external life, your material life, your vices, your addictions, the things that you are doing that you know that aren't good for you. It's time for you to take your control back. You need to unshackle yourself, unchain yourself from certain people, circumstances, and types of addictions. Because once you do that, you're gonna find a lot of balance in your life. That heartache that you've been going through, it will start to heal. I'm not going to tell you it's going to go away, but it's going to make you stronger, more empathetic, and better to know your purpose. You've been searching for your life purpose. You are supposed to connect to the Empress energy. I see this as Mother Gaia. So it's time for you to connect to your true spirituality. You are deprogramming. Jordan, are you going through like a phase where you're having to adjust from maybe the religion that you were raised in to your belief system, what you feel and believe to be true? Are you going through like a little bit of a spiritual crisis with that? Because you have been a seeker of knowledge and wisdom for a while, and you are on the right path, but you've got to let go of those vices.
Okay, that makes my cards make all the much more sense.
Yeah, you go for it.
No,
I have
continue
one
on.
Afterwards.
No, continue on. I want you to finish, and then I'll go.
Well, ultimately, it's a journey, and it's like, Jordan has been having to deal with obstacle after obstacle after freaking damn obstacle. And it's like, when am I going to catch a break kind of feeling, And it's like being at that point to where you're like ready to throw your hands up and say, screw it. Right at that point, that is your moment to step into your authenticity and to step into your power. And it's time for you to accept your spiritual self. Time for you to accept your gifts. And time for you to use them to help improve your life. Because as you do so, it's going to help your loved ones and those around you. But these vices have got to go. And while Josh is talking, I'm going to look at the book for the devil card.
I pulled 3 cards for you. The first card I got is against the grain. So, with the changing from a religion that you was raised with to going to something else, you're definitely going against the grain. And that's going to be the representation of that struggle that Tiff was talking about. And it's going to be that struggle and that battle that you've got to go through is part of the path. That is part of learning the lessons, and don't be disappointed because it's going to lead to inspiration. And so it's going to inspire you to have knowledge and stuff that you need so that you can be the hunter and no longer the hunted. So you're going to be the seeker of knowledge. You're going to be the seeker of wisdom. You're going to be the seeker of the truths. And you're not going to be the one that people are preying on, seeking, to take from you. You're going to be going out there finding the truth yourself and forging your own path, your own destiny.
I'm getting the same thing. And I ended up doing a full spread because it was literally as I was shoveling, I was being guided to keep pulling the cards that I wasn't done yet. So I just kept pulling, and then that chunk fell out, and I was like, all right. Kind of going along with what Josh was saying, like with this devil card, the symbology of it is that in the darkness, you are free to heal everything. We're talking dark night of the soul. You're coming out of a dark night of the soul. If you don't know what that is, look it up. There's a guy on the internet. He has a great website. It's called Loner Wolf. Loner Wolf has great information that's going to help you with shadow work. And it's going to help you with letting go and healing those darker aspects of yourself and integrating them instead of denying them. I keep feeling like there's this pressure, and it's like you are in denial and you're not able to really shine like the person that you are. And it's time for you to accept those aspects of yourself. And it's time for you to let go of those vices. The devil reaches out his hand, granting a release from the mundane with the promises of earthly and material pleasures. That's where it's like the spiritual versus the earthly there. There's like that tug of war. And it's like Jordan's being pulled in like different directions. And it's time for you to focus on you. Because the devil is going to nudge you to delve into your shadows. So it's like that saying, whatever's triggering you is telling you what you need to work on. You got to do the work though.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to do it. It's time to dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and do it.
I just posted some links into the chat. The mystic.org. It's a very good site. It's written from a standpoint of no specific religion or spiritual path. It just talks about the path of the mystic. And in it, it actually discusses the whole dark night of the soul and the purpose of the dark night of the soul.
It's a cleansing.
Yeah. And so it's, the dark night of the soul is nothing to be scared of.
No, do not be afraid because, darling, you've got the power. You are such a beautiful, beautiful starseed. When I feel your energy, you have not always incarnated here, okay? Your energy is very like otherworldly, higher vibration. And that's what causes you to have to deal with so much of this struggle. And part of your being an empath, you've got to learn to observe and not absorb. And that's a really big deal. And you've also got to trust yourself. Affirmation, I am my own guru. And the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my own unique essence. As you search for that divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you expand your consciousness. And this can get uncomfortable. If you've been stuck in an old tradition or a structured way of acting or being, it's not serving you anymore. It's time to let it fall away. You got to let it go. That could be part of that devil card. You've got advice. I feel like it may be a relationship with a person. There's something that you're having a really hard time with. Codependency. Oh my gosh, it's codependency. Need to read Codependent no more. All right. It's time to let that go because you're done with it. You've learned that lesson enough times, and I'm talking to myself here. It's time for you as the Hierophant to serve others and to gain different perspectives, to be that seeker, because you are a gateway between divine source and others. You're a light worker. And when it comes to this, you need to look to the patterns around you, strive to understand your own internal compass, know that while there's wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, like what Josh just shared, all right, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the very most. Find the wisdom of the heavens within you. Your heart is your guidance. You need to follow it. And if something feels wrong, you need to trust yourself on it. You need to protect your energy too. You are leaking a lot of energy to too many people that are taking from you. You've got to start putting up those boundaries. Josh, you got anything else?
No, I mean, pretty much nailed it on that one.
Oh, and we were so in sync. Usually people freak out with the devil card, okay? Like, it's an archetype. So, like, in psychology, it represents an archetype. It's not like, oh my gosh, no.
None of the cards are truly bad when you look at them. They might have things that tell you, hey, you need to stop being an idiot and look at this. Or you might need to stop acting a certain way and address certain behaviors and putting things out like that. But I mean, more than anything, if you get a card that has a negative feel to it, it's not necessarily something negative. It's actually pointing out shadow work areas that you need to address.
There's a lot of shadow work here. Jordan has been doing some serious introspection. And I'm supposed to tell you it's not your fault. Okay? You need to let go of the shame, guilt, and the weight of others' actions. Go. And that's something I'm working on too. And it's very hard, but it's time. And you've got this. And if you need help, reach out to one of us, okay? We're here. Oh, I like Brittany's. She thinks the devil card is a beautiful card, meaning because you've not reached your best you yet. Because you've got so much more potential and it can truly be a positive card for growth. Just like the Tower card. The Tower card looks so scary. People are falling from a tower in flames and dying. And you're like, oh my God. You know, but that's a card of new beginnings.
Right.
Stephanie, I don't get anything from your dad right now, but I got shields up. I'm not doing mediumship right now, honey. I've got serious shields up and I re-shielded my entire home. So all I'm getting is what I'm connecting to and my angel. I got everything else tuned out, honey. Message me stuff and we can do a mediumship, okay? Thank you, Brittany. Let's see. Oh, wow. Andromeda. What do you think that means, Josh?
I mean,
wolves have so much symbolism.
I mean, you can take wolves in all kinds of different ways.
So she sees two wolves, a white, a cub, and a small. Ah, I have lupus. Ah.
So do
I
I.
didn't even know it was a constellation. Oh yeah, I knew it was a constellation. I knew that. And Josh too, by the way. We're both autoimmune people. Everything's been wolves. That is a spirit animal message, sweetie. You need to Google a wolf spirit animal. Okay. And she says that I'm on it, Sister Witch. And Josh is a druid, by the way. So we're all magical in this house.
I'm also snacking, so that's why I'm not super talkative right now.
I know, I saw it. Fine. Yeah, Stephanie, please message me and add me as I've already got you as a friend, don't I? I think I already have you as a friend. Message me and we'll work on connecting and seeing what's up with your dad. Okay?
And I'm just jamming to the music too. For some reason, I dig them.
I like it. Anyone else want some cards? Anyone want some runes? Anyone have a spiritual question? It's kind of slow in here tonight. But we are on it, which is a good thing.
Don't let Tiffany start down one of her rabbit holes yet, people.
Oh, I can't.
It is too early in the night for a Tiffany rabbit hole.
I fell down one last night at 2 a.m. Did you know one of the Mandela effects since July 5th? More people are seeing it. I remember Berenstein Bears, Berenstein. But in this reality, it's Berenstain.
That one's been around for a while.
Yeah, but more people are seeing it and they're realizing that it's changed. More people that it used to be Berenstain, there's been a shift and now they're recognizing and they're like, wait a second. What? I know. It could just be that we're just reading it wrong or we heard it wrong or blah, 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 blah. But it's a lot of us, okay? I'm telling you, Stern, it's doing something. I'm telling you. It was Stein. It was Stein.
I tell you what, though. You know, you're laying there in bed, getting ready to jerk off. 2 a.m. Tiffany's like, hey, are you awake?
Shut up! I'm like, Josh, I fell into a hole and it's a big one and I'm scared they're monitoring me now because my Alexa is flashing green. And no, I'm not paranoid. I have had full psychological evaluations, okay? I'm almost done with my degree in counseling, all right? I accept these weird aspects of myself.
Thing is, she's just secretly hoping Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith show up at her door in black suits.
Ew, no. Send me Tommy Lee Jones and who? Oh, actually, he is pretty hot. I've seen him. Yeah, he is pretty hot. I've seen him in concert. He plays his drums upside down.
Will Smith does?
No, Tommy Lee Jones. Isn't that who you said?
Not that Tommy Lee Jones.
Not Motley Crue?
Not talking about Motley Crue. I'm talking about the actor.
Okay. Now I gotta Google who that is. I'm thinking the dude that plays the crazy ass.
Have you seen the movie Men in Black?
Oh, that guy. He lives in Texas, in San Antonio. Now I know who you're talking about. It's not Tommy Lee Jones that's in Motley Crue. Then who's the dude in Motley?
It's Tommy Lee that's in Motley Crue.
That's it. See, I'm not that off. No, the other guy, I don't want him showing up. Will Smith, if he tried to zap me with that laser, I think we'd have a problem because I don't want to forget. Stephanie, what is Stein?
She was talking about the Bearstein.
Oh, Stein. So she remembers. You remember it too. See, I'm telling you, I could do a whole video on this.
Well, we talked about this one night on my show.
I know. Totally went down that hole. You were like, oh God, where are we going?
Well, I'm the one that started it that night, and then I'm just like, oh dear God, what did I do? What did I do?
I'm going to keep talking about it off and on now, just telling you.
Oh, I know you are.
Disney movies. Do y'all remember Tinkerbell flying around with her wand at the beginning, like in the 90s, flying around with her wand and then lighting the eye?
Dot in the eye, yeah.
She doesn't do that here. She doesn't do that. It's weird. And I have videos from when I was a kid. Dude, I got Bambi in there that used to have that. I popped it in my DVD player and it doesn't have it. The reality is shifted. It's like there's timeline merges happening or something. I know it sounds crazy. I need a wall behind me with all these printouts and then the strings going through it.
All I am thinking of is, have you watched Loki on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I can't get into it, dude. I just can't.
Where they have all the different time continuums that they're keeping track of, and then they just all go haywire.
Yeah, I've watched some of it. I'm like, eh.
But
look, maybe I need to be a bunny for Halloween instead of a cat.
Yeah, I heard about that one too, Stephanie. The Publishers Clearinghouse one where people said that they don't remember Ed McMahon.
Yes, because he used to go knock on people's doors with balloons and shit. And they would the person would open the door and he'd have this big ass check from the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yep.
It didn't happen here. People say that he says that never happened. We remember, some of us. We're breaking the matrix or something. I'm telling you, we're like a virus in the matrix.
Oh God.
The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. I'm picturing it in my head. That is important. I'm looking. Knight of Wands. Affirmation. In the pursuit of the imagined. Oh. Shit. In the pursuit of the imagined, I manifest as fire with the infectious feelings of inspiration. Like Josh was talking about gratitude. That card was telling you to have gratitude and to allow yourself to be inspired and to love what you do. Because it's time. Where'd you go, Josh? What's up? What you doing? Hey.
I'm here. Hold on, I'm doing stuff.
Okay, you're going down a rabbit hole. I know you are. I see you.
No, I'm not going down a rabbit hole. I'm doing like techie stuff behind the scenes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Stephanie, I'm right there with you. We're from the same timeline, sister. I'm telling you. It's weird in this one. It's bizarre. Stephanie Bonar, I will totally pull a couple cards. I'll do a pendulum for you. Going out of the country in the next 3 weeks. That's kind of a hard one because it's like there's external factors there. This is not going to be a definite, like absolute for sure, but let's see. Here, I'll show you what I do.
I am only slightly distracted tonight.
Yeah, I totally am like seeing this. It's not me, it's you. Stephanie, big yes. It is going in a huge clockwise circle, okay? So the possibility of you going out of the country is really big, but there's something pending. I don't know if it's your passport or if you need to have a birth certificate, but there's something that you need to make sure that you have to be able to do that trip, okay? Make sure you've got all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you will make it happen. And evening. Brittany says, Greg said, I was definitely not grateful of how the city did that man. It's too graphic for a live. Yeah, you know what? I would like to talk about it because this really affected Greg. And it really triggers some stuff in him that's come up for healing.
Okay. We can definitely work with that. Especially
we need to talk to him.
Yeah, especially more one-on-one versus alive.
Absolutely. Brittany, he needs more spiritual and psychic protection, okay? Because he's starting to shine brighter, and it's like I'm seeing a candle and moths flying around a candle. And so there's like energies that lurk around him that it will kind of try to attach to him. So you know what to do.
Does Greg meditate on a regular basis? No.
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 Oh no, he does not.
Because
he's taking it seriously now.
Because what I would seriously consider or what I would suggest is getting a nice size quartz crystal that he can hold and focus his energies and everything into at the end of the day when he gets home, and kind of spend 5-10 minutes just kind of meditating and just focusing his energies into that and allowing that to take it, because it will hold it and trap it in there. And that way he's not carrying that with him.
Terminated quartz.
Something like that, but a little clearer.
Yeah, a clear specimen. Lemurian. Brittany, do you have any Lemurian quartz? That's a powerful one. She knows. Yeah, he needs to release a lot of that and start practicing it.
Oh, hi.
Love, hope, sweetheart.
Come here.
Someone told you that? Let me check. Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Love, hope is a sweetheart. I've done a lot of work with her. I do not feel that she has a spell done on her or negative energy. Love, hope, have you done a egg cleanse? If you haven't done an egg cleanse, I think that will help you. But I'm not feeling any kind of hex or spell on her. What do you feel?
I don't feel anything, but I mean, it's, for me, stuff like that is harder to sense from a distance versus working with someone in person.
You'll start, like, the more, like, I found, the more I've worked with this, the more confident and the better I've gotten with knowing that I'm connecting. Does that make sense?
Well, and also for me, it's different with working with the cards and different tools, because I'm working more so with the tool and then interpreting the tool.
Yes.
But some stuff is a little more difficult to just sense without being right there in that person's energetic field.
See, oh, okay. We need to work on tapping into higher self, and then your higher self tapping into theirs. That's the way I connect.
It's just the way I work. I do it differently.
No, it's beautiful. I love the way you work. It's a powerhouse, because your higher self is an ancient and wise and just very sagely.
Yeah, it's just I approach it from a much different manner, and sometimes like I just will not work with people if I can't work with them. It doesn't necessarily have to be in person, but just work with them more than, hey, I asked you this question. Can you give me an answer to it right now?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I can't do that. Sometimes it takes a matter of working with the person, kind of finding some things out. And even in some of my readings, when I do stuff, until I get the right information, the reading just doesn't make sense. You know, like I had a reading who I done for a friend with runes, and one of the runes was an ancestral rune, but I couldn't figure out how it tied into the other ones until she gave me a little bit of background information on the family, and then it finally made sense.
Absolutely. Well, the message is for them, not for us anyways. So.
Well, it was even hard for her to figure out until she realized what it was pointing towards.
That makes sense. Absolutely. And you're so strong with protection. You are like a solid brick house. Like I noticed, did you put, okay, in my head when I was checking my perimeter, I noticed what looked like a moat and like a castle fortress brick wall. Was that you?
No.
Okay, that was my stuff then.
Yeah, no.
My team has been working hard. I love it. Yes, Brittany called it.
Yeah, and see, and that's really what it was, and I knew it was something around the family, and it had to do with, there was something missing in the family, some kind of either support or dynamic. And then when we finally put two and two together, we finally figured it out and it clicked, and it was, oh, okay, this is what it means.
Stephanie, on YouTube, I follow this guy. He's amazing. He's a starseed light worker. He's phenomenal. His name is Steve, Steve, Nobel, Nobel. Google or go to YouTube, look up Steve Nobel meditations, or you can search in there meditations for chakra clearing. Steve Nobel chakra clearing meditation. You need to do that one. It's going to help you understand your energy body and understand why you're feeling the way you do. It's really going to help. I would do it every day for like a week. It's only like 10 minutes.
Like what kind of blockage are you talking about? Are you talking like a chakra blockage, like an energy flow blockage?
Got both.
I was going to say, because if it's the chakra, like the energy flows and stuff, there's actually solfeggio frequencies that you can listen to that will help open up those chakra centers. And you can just look up solfeggio frequencies and for the specific chakra on YouTube, and it'll give you a whole list of them.
Josh,
Go for it. I hear the dogs barking. Go for it. Well, if it's both body and mind, I would suggest doing just first off, work on meditation and mindfulness, work on breathing. That you're going to hear me say this over and over and over.
For me, there's like gunshot out down the street.
Okay.
Hold down the fort.
All right. Felt like a switch was flipped and everything was gone. Like gone how? Like Like, what do you mean gone? Like it was... Like a disassociation? Because if you're having disassociation, that can be a couple of different things. And honestly, I would suggest contacting a medical professional and talking to a therapist or a counselor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, because that can actually be a sign of some chemical imbalances that need to get taken care of and balanced out.
Good girl.
I don't want to, like, honestly, that is something that you do need to contact a medical professional on. Get some tests. And I'm not telling you this to freak you out, but there are things that can help you. You do have a brain tumor. Okay, so that comes into play.
Fireworks.
One of the things.
Fireworks are going off still. It's fireworks.
One of the things that you might want to look into, though, is working with psilocybin if it's legal in your state. I know certain states are allowing it to become legal now. If you're dealing with a tumor, there's a good chance that they will allow you to work with them. I know John Hopkins has been doing a lot of research with psilocybin. I don't know.
In Texas, she could do the ketamine or the psilocybin you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's a neurologist.
Psilocybin does have an ability, and I really do, Stephanie, I really do think that this is something that's more out of my hands and my control, and you really do need to speak to a medical professional on this.
She's a neurologist. You need an MRI if that's what's causing your headaches.
But one of the things I would suggest is to talk to them about maybe using psilocybin as treatment for depression and anxiety. They have used it in cancer patients and seen that it has caused a dramatic decrease in the depression and anxiety that cancer patients are feeling dealing with their illnesses. And this is coming out of Johns Hopkins Hospital.
You can look up on psychologytoday.com. There are so many amazing articles about the research that they're coming, they're discovering. We've been blocked from psychedelics because of a stigma and because they were seen as like such a bad thing for a long time. And the medicinal aspects that are cure us and help heal us, we're tapping back into, because finally government medical professionals are saying, you know what, there's something to this. We need to study it. Well, and Stephanie, if she can message me or you, there's autoimmune stuff going on there. She needs a rheumatologist.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that probably is going on there.
Oh, yeah.
The medical marijuana will definitely help. I've got a lot of knowledge in and of with that and stuff.
CBD. I mean, it's amazing.
I won't flash it up on camera, but I'm currently holding my pipe right now that's packed full.
I asked him not to, y'all, because I don't want to get banned on Facebook and put in Facebook jail. So,
but trust me, I keep just like wanting to hit my pipe right now because I do deal with a lot of chronic pain, and it's one of the things I use.
Chronic pain sucks. The Delta 8 is what's legal here in Texas. It's a kind of THC. They haven't officially made THC legal here. The Delta 8 is like the baby brother. So it helps me a little bit with the gummies, but it's not the same.
No.
It ain't the same. I like the stuff that you get from grandma's garden, okay? Give me the stuff that's non-GMO. Give me the stuff that's natural, that our ancestors used, because it's plant medicine.
Brittany, there's been a lot of stuff going on that, I mean, come on. First off, we've got 6 planets in retrograde right now. We had the Schumann resonance stop for, what was it, 9 days?
It was 9 days. And
Yeah.
today, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We've had those solar flares. They were estimating a G5 is heading our way. And that's the kind of solar flare that that will take out electricity. That will take out your cars that have electronics. We're talking like EMP. So a lot of us that are sensitive, we're feeling that. We're feeling the energy of the earth. We're feeling the solar flares, you know?
Yeah, definitely look into guided meditations. Look into...
Steve Nobel, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
All of his stuff. All of it. It's amazing. That was when I was still very lost, and I was like going through the crazy dark night of the soul, and I thought I was nuts, and I was like, ugh. I had no clue what to do, and all of my gifts like blew up on me, and I was just like this walking nerve, and I could feel everyone's emotions, and they would speak to me, and I was like, ah. And Steve Nobel's meditations helped me because meditation was hard for me. Because my brain is always going. I always have a dialogue in my head. It's like, and the meditations are guided, and they help teach you your energy body. His meditations help bring in that energy, that clearing, that cleansing. And it's a great way to learn too. So I love all his stuff.
Yeah, and I think anyone that's struggling with meditations, guided meditations are the way to go. Guided meditations get you, they give you a focal point to latch onto to help you learn how to control the mind better. Until you get that access, that's a problem.
That makes sense. Because once I started really working with the Steve Nobel meditations and practicing through them daily, then I got this book. It was, oh my God, I'm crazy. Of course, I go for the hardest kind of meditation. It's called the I Am. It's transcendental meditation. Okay, y'all? This is like existential spiritual stuff. And I jumped right into it, like jumping into a cold pool. I was like, here we go. And I struggled a lot, but I learned a lot about how my mind works. And I learned a lot about how my thoughts work. And I learned how to work with them. And then I learned finally to step back, to be the I am, to be the presence, the consciousness, the soul that is experiencing this life or watching these thoughts. I wasn't the thought. I learned to separate myself, basically. Does that make sense, Josh?
It did. It did.
It's really important to quiet the mind and learn how to do so. Anyone have any questions or anything for us? Any more readings? Fireworks finally stopped out here, y'all. It sounded like gunfire. I was like, oh my God, there's a gunfight down the street.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 hours, so if no one has anything, we can wrap up here before too long.
Absolutely. This has been a good night, been chill.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was wanting. And the cool thing is, this week coming up, we're going to be adding new decks to the repertoire too. Tiffany's getting a new deck tomorrow. I got the two new decks tonight, but those aren't going into my readings yet. But this Wednesday, I'm getting 2 new Oracle decks, which will be going into the reading circuit probably right away. One's a Halloween themed one, and the other one is a shamanic healer.
Oh, the shamanic one. Oh, beautiful. I'm excited. I'm excited about the deck I'm getting tomorrow. It's the Lemurian one, y'all. I've been wanting that one forever. Josh treated me to it after our last readings. We promised each other we'll gift each other decks. Brittany, I love astro travel meditation. In fact, I didn't realize I've been doing that shit since I was a kid.
I listen to stuff for astral travel meditation constantly when I sleep. I listen to solfeggio frequencies that are for that.
Which
that,
one, like?
It varies. There's different ones I use for different things. But honestly, that might be why I'm always so tired.
Well, because we're traveling, when our body is resting, but our higher self and our spirit is very busy because there's a lot of work going on, you know? And past life, Brittany, I want to get with you to get a past life reading done because I'm having some issues with some stuff that is cropped up on me. So I want to get with you for a reading because you're so good at it. Brittany's awesome at past life readings, y'all. Seriously, that's the girl. For me to do a past life reading, I either have to tap in through meditation to do it, to astral, to do it to the Akashic, or I'll do it through the cards and then tap in that way. But it's a hit or miss with me. I'm still perfecting that. Brittany is like spot on.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I might look into getting one too.
She's really good. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I know all about that because I actually was born in Gallipolis, which is right across the Ohio River from Point Pleasant. Like the bridge that the Mothman was found on was the bridge that goes from. They say he is. I've never seen him.
There's so much about it though. Like there's so many sightings. Like it's almost like in Texas. Dude, I don't even want to say it. Okay.
Chupacabra?
No, Lechusa. You don't. Oh, I said it twice already. Crap. It's an old woman that comes in the body of an owl and she will snatch kids. It's a Mexican. I'm serious though. You do not want to mess with that one. I'm going to say it and again, don't make me. And
she said that and it reminded me of the line from Lion King where they're like Mufasa. And it's like, ooh, say it again. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Oh my God.
It's like, say it again.
No, there's some serious stuff, man. Like, and it's got, it's got that culture behind it. And there are such things as tulpas. You know what a tulpa is, right? A tulpa is a thought form in Polynesian, pantheism. Basically, thought forms are energy imprints that manifest in reality. Yeah. So, enough people, if they believe that there is this entity, eventually that entity does become created.
Well, yeah.
It's a tulpa.
Right.
So, all those horror movies and stuff, we be careful with all those, y'all. Seriously. And where are people talking about zombies? People keep talking about zombies here lately.
Because everybody talks about zombies.
No, they're saying that the vaccinated are going to turn into zombies and we're going to be like, brains. I did not smoke any weed or anything today. This is just me.
At this point in time, I feel like I need to smoke. I almost hit the pipe. I when you started talking about the zombies, I'm like, I need to hit the pipe.
It's all over TikTok. These people are like, oh my gosh,
oh yes, because TikTok is a reliable source of stuff to get information.
Hey man, I do stuff on TikTok and I'm reliable and I follow some reliable people. But it's a discernment thing. But a lot of people are falling for some of that stuff. And I'm worried that they are manifesting some of that crap into reality. How earlier you talked to me about my situation?
I think some of it is just people being fear-mongering, crazy. And then some of it are just people just saying it to say it, like the 4chan kind of crowd where they just spread rumors to spread rumors for the sake of spreading a rumor.
Look what happened.
Well, some of the stuff they've done has been legit. Like they were critical on getting some of the information on the Epstein stuff and all that.
Don't say it. Don't say the word.
Oh, she doesn't scare me.
Still, don't say it.
But I mean, and all of that stuff. Stop! You're hearing owls.
Owls actually are a goddess wisdom symbol. But then there's that darker aspect that can be like that evil crone that, like, if you do something really bad, he's gonna like come after you. It's in Mexican culture. So these kids, my middle school kids, they would say, "La Chusa's gonna get you," like, and I'll be like, "Oh."
Brittany, one of the cards in Greg's reading tonight, I don't know if you saw it, was this one.
That one. That one. Visions of life beyond death. That one. That is out of body, connecting to higher self. That is the wisdom that is going to come from the goddess, which is the owl, and the peacock, which is the god. So it is the Odin figure in Frigg for him.
Well, the Odin figure would be the raven.
Well, the peacock is the masculine, is what that is.
Yeah, but the raven's the symbol of Odin if you're picking up on Odin.
Well, isn't the raven a messenger for Odin?
They are, but they're actually straight up a symbol for Odin too.
Okay. Oh my gosh, she says they always call him the peacock. I can see that because Greg is so loud like I am, and his personality is so huge. He walks in a room and you know he's there. He is like a peacock. He's got to balance it with wisdom.
Do you see the feathers, how they're actually eyes?
Yes. Eyes to see. The visions of life beyond. Oh my gosh, Brittany. Have you explored his past lives? Greg, you need to let Brittany do your past lives. Look at this. Andromeda has got a good point. See, I do readings for the collective because I believe there is a human consciousness collective. And like all of our strong emotions, all of our, it goes into that collective, like in the 4D, basically. I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe governments are trying to program us in ways to where we go in a different direction, or they're trying to, what do you think, Josh? I don't know. I don't know how to word this.
I mean, there is the whole idea that you can be swayed by different groups, by different people that have bad intentions. But I also believe that there is a universal collective consciousness which we connect to, and our energy in combination with everyone else's energy, whether good or bad, positive or negative, whatever that dynamic is, that is what is creating the foundations of reality. That's why there is bad shit that happens in reality, because if
the duality.
Right, because there's some people that manifest those aspects.
We've been out of balance, though.
Yes.
As a collective of human consciousness. And we are trying to tip those scales. And the more people that wake up, the more people that become aware and connected to their divine essence, their inner light, their voice, the truth to remember beyond the veil, just like that peacock with the eyes. The more people that wake up, the more the shift from that dark consciousness. What'd you just hear?
A beep, and then I heard a buzz a second ago. I thought it was my phone. I keep hearing weird sounds in my headphones.
Is it in your headphones or is it in your head?
No, it's in my headphones. Like,
which ear?
Because I was looking around at the monitors to see if someone messaged or something, like if it was some kind of message, but I don't see it.
Was it both ears or one or the other?
Just one.
Which one? Your left?
I can't even tell you right now. It just happened and I just responded, to be honest. It might, to be honest, it might have been something in the music, to be honest.
It could be. I'm just double checking. I
Yeah.
get weird. My guides will cup my ear. So all of a sudden, if someone's trying to come through and really give me something I'm supposed to say, and I'm not paying attention, they like cup my ear and my hearing will go out. And then I'll pay attention and realize it, and then
I
I'll
love the
get message.
I love the cranberries, Brittany.
But oh my god.
Quote
In
me,
your
zombie.
head. Oh, y'all don't want me to sing. Never mind.
Spelled it out for us.
Oh God, I'll do it. Stephanie, your heart chakra, your solar, and your third eye. That's what I feel. And learn them, and learn how your chakras work. And you can practice what we call breathing in light. So you can breathe in through your nose, and you can envision you're breathing in this white or golden healing light. And you hold it for 3 seconds, and you envision it going throughout your whole being, just filling you with healing and energy. And then exhale any darkness, anything heavy. And then breathe in light again, and then exhale, and do that like 3 times.
Sorry, guys. If you see me snicker or laugh during something, it's because something crazy just comes into my head and it just goes. While she's talking
What was
about,
it? What was
while
the
she's
smart aleck
talking
thing?
about-
What was it?
While she's talking about this, I'm just going, well, Aang drank pickle and banana juice. That's how he cleared his shot.
Oh, the
And
physical
that-
aspect.
In Avatar, The Last Airbender, when Aang went to see the guru, he made him drink banana and pickle juice.
To match the chakras.
No, it's just what he made him drink.
Why did you think of that?
Because it's when he goes to see the guru that teaches him about his chakras.
Oh. So I'm the guru and you're the guru. No, we're not gurus. I am no guru. I am my own guru. I will never tell you I'm a guru.
I'm just saying the whole talking about the chakras reminded me of that scene in the show.
And you're laughing at yourself in your head.
Well, I'm sitting there going, I can't really tell them to drink banana and pickle juice. I don't know that would actually really do anything, but it would be funny.
Well, she could do the crystals. She could correlate like for stones and essential oils and foods and clothing. You can wear like for heart chakra, if you're really working on it, you can wear green or pink.
And using the Solfeggio frequencies and stuff like I talked about earlier, work with opening up those chakras, because all they are is energy. Energy relates to vibration and frequency. That's what sound is. And so that will help work on opening up those chakras. And you can find ones that do full chakra balancing, cleansing,
Yes, for like 8 hours.
Right, and sleep to those. Play those while you sleep. Preferably if you can wear a set of headphones, because they have the ones that you can get for while you're sleeping.
The
wear
little mask
those.
ones. I got one.
Yeah, wear those. Because a lot of them have binaural beats as well.
Uh-huh.
And that actually helps with stuff in the brain to trigger pathways to open up certain things.
The Monroe Gateway research that has been released by the CIA uses the binaural beats for lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
And they proved psychic abilities, astral traveling, remote viewing, telekinesis. It's all been released. It used to be all blacked out, whatever redacted stuff, X-Files stuff. But in theirs, they do the headphones like you're talking about. And the binaural beats going back and forth, it's called hemisync, and it syncs up those hemispheres. So your brain is going from left to right, left to right, left to right, and then it's working on being centered.
Right. It's working on trying to get them both to fire at the same time, simultaneously. So it's not one side or the other.
that makes sense, because like I'm very right-brained, like extremely right-brained, like that creative, artistic, not good at organizing. And then I got the ADHD. And my doctor recommended me doing binaural beats years ago and meditating to it. And I swear it helped so much.
Am I not seeing Kelly? I just saw someone say something about Kelly Green, but I am not seeing a message from Kelly.
Oh my God, look at this. Oh, Brittany, she opened up a rabbit hole. Yep. Follow the money, follow the power, follow the greed. It's all control and separation, and they feed off our fear. Kelly Green, love it. What is that?
I don't know what are you talking about, Andromeda?
Kelly Green, thank you. I've been reading a book one. I'm not familiar with this one. Oh, Andromeda did say this. Yeah, the hive mind. It's like, in Star Wars, they have the Force. The Force is something that we do tap into. It is real, y'all. That's some like, I don't know, Star Wars stuff. A lot of that some of that is definitely legit.
I mean, come on, look where George Lucas lived when he was writing all that. He was living in the San Francisco area. He's living in Northern California when he was doing all this. I think crystals are a huge help. They are definitely they have different properties. They're major focus. I've got several crystals right next to me. Like
my whole house.
These little things will go wandering off if I don't keep them under
You've
wraps.
got the fairies that move them.
No, these things will move on their own.
What is it?
Moki balls.
I am not familiar with this thing.
They're a male and a female, and they have different magnetic polarities, and they will literally move themselves on flat surfaces.
Are they Mexican jumping beans?
They are from Sedona, Arizona area.
Are they like the jumping beans, though?
They're rocks. They're not beans.
Well, these aren't really... Okay.
But those are considered very... Shamans seek those out. They're considered
Amazing.
A shamanic stone.
Very much. That's beautiful. That's where I follow more of the witchy path. I'm more the hedge witchy.
And those stones have... One has a masculine and one has a feminine energy, and you'll be able to pick it up when you play with them.
Right now, that is so important for us, too. Because so many of us are working on healing wounds that are going to heal our divine masculine and our divine feminine within us. Oh, they're magnetized?
Yeah, they have different magnetic. Yeah, they're magnetized, and they push and pull each other around. Are you?
Oh, nothing
not
broke.
gonna,
Okay.
She's gonna set stuff on fire if she's not careful.
I dropped my crystal ball. It is not fire. The fire is away from me.
I still have 4 of the 5 candles going.
I've got 4 going steady. The last one's been flickering a lot, though. I've been watching it. I was talking about when you started wearing green. I have this book I've been reading I can't find because my butt keeps moving things.
Who's green?
When I started wearing green. Oh, like wearing the colors that match the chakras. So, like, and that's also kind of a witch thing, like how our candles, the different colors have meanings behind them. So when we're lighting them, we're setting the intention of that color energy, that color magic. And same thing with clothes. Like I wear black because it's protective. And plus, I prefer it. I look slimmer. But if I'm doing work a lot on like my heart chakra, I will have something green on me. Or if I'm doing sacral work, I will have something orange. That kind of thing to correlate the colors of the chakras. It's as above, so below. as within, so without. So you're working at it from all perspectives. What just ran in your screen? What happened? What happened? I had something? Brittany, did you see something? Because I swear something knocked this out of my hand.
She thinks she saw something knock it out of your hand.
I swear something knocked it out of my hand. And I had goosebumps right before.
I will be right back. Okay.
Brittany, will you check my energy? I've had a bugger that's been bothering me. Not like human energy, okay? I had it gone, but I just felt it with a very cold chill. And it was like that feeling of like a fear. It was trying to make me afraid of something. And it knocked this out of my hand. I don't know. What did you see? I've been having bizarre stuff happen. Have y'all been having weird phenomenon? Like weird experiences that you're just like, what? I'm going to Palo Santo. And I'm going to surround myself with Reiki real quick. We've got 5 viewers. Some of y'all have been with us from the start. We're not supposed to be afraid anymore. We're supposed to know that we are stronger than anything that can come our way, because we have to recognize our divine connection, the divine spark that we all have within us. We need to stand in our power and in our truth and start to walk in our alignment and our soul purpose. Those of us that have been dragging our feet, we're getting a kick in the butt. Just letting you know. I was supposed to say that. Looks like something knocked. Yes. No, the flames are over there. I was just sitting here talking, right? And I'm holding my crystal. And I get what I call the shiver. And it's what they say, like when they say somebody walked across my grave. I get like a full body shiver when spirit energy that is not my team will come in. And it was cold and I felt afraid for a moment and it knocked this out of my hand. It was weird. I'm going to go back and look at it. Like yes, like it was masculine, not happy. I think it's gone now. No cabinet. I'm thinking, Brittany. And I cleansed my house today. I got the closets and everything. I did not get the cabinets. So cabinets in the bathroom or in the kitchen? Hey, Josh, to end, do you want to pull a couple cards just for the collective since we're talking about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
You got some thoughts, though. Penny, for your thoughts.
Who, me? No, I cracked my toes when I got up. Like, I slammed them right into my desk. I'm just like, hi, desk.
Oh, my God, I'm hurting for you.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, hi. Oh, ow, hi.
Oh, this makes sense for the collective. I'm always pretty connected to that collective consciousness because I do a lot of work on helping to raise that vibration.
You're welcome, Stephanie.
Okay. Collectively, so many of us have needed rest. So many of us have been hit with extreme fatigue. We're freaking just tired. Like tired on tired. And we're being reminded with the Four of Swords that you need to take care of yourself. And if you need to rest, then you need rest. You need to listen to your vessel, your body. because that blindfold you've been wearing, it's going to come off. You're going to start seeing more truths around you, more truths in your life, because you are working on direction. And just like in this card, you see her old staff is up here against the wall. She now has a new staff, and she's looking out the window to new opportunities, because the Three of Wands is about that independence and riding your own wave. Because ultimately, it's about love. We're being reminded that everything comes back to that. To come back to the feeling and the knowing that the universe really is love. I'm gonna look at the book on that. What'd you get?
I got New Birth, guard it vigilantly. So it's talking about something coming up new. There's a new idea, a new way of being, a new way of thinking. Guard that idea and those concepts vigilantly, because this is going to be part of making your conscious connections. Your conscious connections are your connections that you make with your soul family and those people that are going to be there to help you along your path. And what you're going to be doing is listening for truths. So this card came back up again tonight. And while you're listening to truths, have faith in the process that things are going to come out the way they are meant to. They may not go the way that you want them to, or you perceive that they should go, or you would like them to go.
We're supposed to trust.
But that's also part of the process, is learning to deal with things when they go the way that you don't necessarily want them to go.
Is it more about like learning, seeing the lessons and the growth in life and having gratitude for that growth?
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's if you boil it down to the bare roots, that's what everything's about.
Absolutely. And we're here to experience a human existence.
I mean, it's like I talked about it the other day with Darren McGavin, and when he said that his traumas are his blessings.
I've had to learn to do that. Oh.
What he went through, what his trials, what his hardships, what his things that he had to suffer became the things that taught him so much more about himself, about the world, about interacting with people, about how to help people on their own path and showing them their own healing journey.
Being a guiding light, a wave shower.
But without having gone through his experiences,
he wouldn't have.
No.
Kind of like you and I. If I hadn't have gone through some serious messed up crap, y'all. Bad, not good, not good, not good. My awakening was rough, and I did die and come back. I will say that. I had an out of body, and it changed me.
Well, and a lot of people go through those, and a lot of people that are called into deep spiritual work go through a lot of really hard lessons to learn this way. And they go through those
trials.
Yeah, it's a teaching thing. It's where it's like being forged in the fires. It's being hardened by the fires. It's you don't break. It's
like a phoenix, you rise.
Yeah, well, and it's like a diamond. When you put a coal under pressure, it becomes a diamond.
It's a diamond.
And so it's that uncomfortableness that you're getting is that pressure that's pushing you into becoming a diamond.
That's what's happening right now. Because a lot of people are also realizing that their intuitive abilities are very much coming online. a lot
Yes.
of empaths are waking up and they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling everything. What is happening to me? Or mediums who are waking up energetically, their third eye is opening, their ear chakras, their crown chakras opening, and then they're seeing, spirits hanging out. And don't be afraid. There's you just got to be strong and have discernment and stuff. And we learn through
Absolutely.
our trials to learn how to do that, is the way I see it.
Well, yeah.
But with the Ace of Cups, it's a beautiful message that says, my intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. And I think that also deals with us learning to love ourselves unconditionally. We're supposed to love ourselves the way we've always needed to be loved. And it's hard, but we're learning to do it. Because the Queen of Cups is one of the most intuitive characters of the tarot, floating in her dreamlike state of spiritual connection. She asks you, how well have your emotions been serving you lately? And reminds you that you have the ability to connect at a deeper level. Feel and accept your emotional intuition. It's time for you to feel the feels. Oh, it's about releasing the ones that have been stuck and blocked. Like going out into the woods and screaming and releasing it.
Weren't we talking about that earlier?
Yeah. That's what's going on in the collective right now. It's like a collective purge. Devote time to your emotional cues. See the divine beauty in all life's experiences. It takes both sun and shadow, like earlier you were talking about this. Sun and shadow. And this card can indicate that you might be out of touch with your emotions, or that you are suppressing feelings that you need to work with. If you feel any insecurities around openly connecting with others, it's time for you to grow and grow into a better partner by allowing yourself to be vulnerable with your own heart. Well, it's like we've got to open up our hearts because they've been walled up. If that makes sense. It's like a collective thing. I don't know. Does that resonate with y'all? Are y'all going through some of this stuff too?
I'll have to find this book that I got, and I'll read a snippet out of it the next time that we...
Oh, look at what Brittany says. She's learned through her trauma that she becomes more adept, and this is true for all of us, like the wounded healer. She becomes more adept and shines her light on those who are in darkness, because when we break, our ego fights. Our ego doesn't, it doesn't want to submit to the higher self, the higher consciousness. It's like it's our little protector that's kind of a spoiled, brat that doesn't want to move on or is afraid of new. And so traumas and old things will start coming up, and that's your ego. And that dark night of the soul, it's like you're wrestling with your own ego. And a lot of us experience a type of ego death.
Oh, I experienced ego death in my work with ayahuasca, and it was a very painful experience to go through. But it was a very beautiful experience to go through.
It is.
It's one of those things that working with some of those plant medicines like that, they can be very scary things to work with, because once you take them, there's really no going back. You're along for the ride.
It's the red pill in the Matrix.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you want the red or do you want the green? Do you want to stay in the Matrix or do you want to wake up and see through the veil?
Do you want to drink the really, really nasty, stinky tea, or do you want to
Never had it. What does it smell like? I've always thought it would smell funny.
Actually, it doesn't smell bad, but it tastes horrible.
Oh, God. I would have to have like a chaser. Stephanie says she's been told through a reading she's supposed to submerge into the spiritual world. Yes, you are an empath, definitely. She's enjoyed both our energies. Thank you, Steph.
Stephanie, I know some places you can do ayahuasca legally here within the United States. So if that's something you want to know, reach out to me. I'll put you in contact with those resources.
I have plans to eventually do this too. So
the thing is, you have to be off any medications that
I can't be on my antidepressants.
Right. You can't be on any kind of medication that will interact with an MAOI when you do ayahuasca.
Yeah, no antidepressants, no benzos.
Stephanie, are you in the Facebook group?
No, we need to add her. Stephanie, do you want to be in our Facebook group chat? It's amazing. We've got great people in there.
Well, even if she's just in the group, then she can find me and message me through there.
Oh, yeah, true. Good point.
Or I could just do this.
Oh, she said yes, please. I'm going to add you right now so I don't forget. So I've got a bizarre question.
Okay.
I watched a documentary on Aya, and a lot of people talk about experiencing a divine feminine, what they call Mother Aya.
Yes.
Have you experienced her?
I always experience feminine aspects, but I also work with it in different ways. But there is always, in working with Aya, there's always a connection to the feminine, but I've got a big connection to the divine feminine. I'm a goddess worshiper by nature. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. To me, it's just a natural thing. It doesn't matter what psychedelic substance I'm working with. That's just part of the process of it.
That was something for me that I was so programmed in like religious dogma that had totally, I'm sorry, y'all. I've read so much spiritual text from beginning to end. We could talk about it for hours. Josh has too. But there was a war on the divine feminine, and they murdered our goddess, and they turned her into a vampire, baby snatching demon. And the patriarchy took over. And look how that's done us.
Yep.
It's time for balance.
Yep. Look into the Sophia aspect of God. That is the feminine. That is the feminine aspect of God. What you would perceive as the Christian God, but it's the feminine aspect, which is actually
Holy Spirit.
Which is actually the creator, the healer. It's not the Holy Spirit. It is a separate aspect of God himself. It's not
God
the Trinity. It is because God in and of itself has to embody and encompass all things and all aspects to be the supreme divine creator.
Well, the way I kind of understood it in Gnostic, because I'm very Gnostic, that, is that, there's the Plamora, basically, which is where God is and God began and creation began in this place called the Plamora. And then God had, or this consciousness, this super being universe, created a male and a female. And the male and the female were the first, the ions, right? Aren't they ions? Like deities, basically.
Well, I mean, the concept and the idea of the masculine and the feminine goes back to the Hermetics. It goes back to some of the oldest spiritual teachings, in that you can, right, and you can even look into the belief that they were looking that even the science that they knew then of how our bodies worked on cellular levels and stuff at that point in time.
Way more knowledgeable than we are now. We've lost some of that.
That they had an understanding that one of those was a masculine energy, or identified as a masculine energy, the other as a feminine energy.
Uh-huh.
Or today you might think of them as a positive and negative energy.
Absolutely. Get down to the energetics of it. which is where I'm going to go here. Which is where CERN freaks me out with the Large Hadron Collider, because they are bursting and busting electrons and particles and trying to, a God particle and make a black hole here on the surface of the earth. And I'm like, humans, what are you doing? Stop.
I've got to figure out how to get the Stream Deck set up so I can play like little sound alerts and stuff when Tiffany.
Like when I go down a rabbit hole, I need one.
Yeah, so I have like a little thing that will pop up on the screen and it will show like the little rabbit diving or like Alice falling down the rabbit hole. There we go. We'll do Alice falling down the rabbit hole.
Like the gifs I always do. I think this is really good. We're at 2:40, and Brittany has a good point. She's a soul feminine witch, and she has to work on accepting her masculine. Girl, I'm similar. It was really bizarre for me because I was raised so conservative, dogma, Southern Baptist, but I was the kid that got in trouble in Sunday school because the Bible didn't make sense because I read it. And I would ask questions a lot. And I realized that it was missing a feminine. It was missing the goddess. It was not balanced. And that's where I have to work like you, work on balancing. I'm releasing traumas that I've had that masculine has done with me. And I'm having to release that and heal my own inner masculine to give myself strength.
And the thing is, even at the same time, there's a lot of men that need to heal their inner masculine, and they need to bring that in balance with those feminine energies.
They don't even admit they have a feminine energy. What are you talking about?
A lot of men won't. A lot of men are, you say that to some guy and he's like, well, I ain't no girl. I'm not a, I'm not a woman.
They'll use a derogatory term, which is horrible.
Well, yeah, I was avoiding using those. I was trying to be polite.
Starting with a P word or something like that, Like, we got to change that.
Or more like homophobic terms and stuff along those lines.
Absolutely. Because they would associate a guy that's in touch with his feminine as being...
Right.
Oh.
Right. And so... the aspect of only being in touch with one side of it or another leaves you out of balance.
I get out of balance. I know.
Yeah. And so it's a matter of working to heal both aspects of the energy and bring them into alignment. And Brittany, you and Greg are probably there to work with each other on those aspects as a couple. And that's going to have to embody Greg learning how to embrace the aspect of the divine masculine as you embrace the aspect of the divine feminine. And then the two of you figure out how those aspects are truly meant to work together in unison.
He's raising in vibration and doing that work. He's been dragging his feet a little bit. He's stubborn.
Well, it's you got to remember.
I drag my feet. I'm not judging.
Hold on, though. You got to remember, we don't all move at the same pace.
Oh, true. Good point. Call me on it. True. Good
point. But
he doesn't need a kick in the butt.
Well, the thing is, I believe in divine timing. I believe the timing will happen when it is right and not a minute before and not a minute after.
If it's divine hand, yes.
Well, here's the thing. If he is not ready to receive a message, no matter who says it to him, who gives it to him, he will not receive it. And so, in order for him to be prepared to learn the lessons that he needs to, he has to be in the right place in order to move forward for those to happen.
But he feels like he's there.
He has to be there personally. It can feel like he's there to anyone else. It can look like he's ready to anyone else.
But it's got to be up to him.
Exactly, because first off, we have free will. And second of all, if he does not have the confidence in and of himself when he steps forward, that's going to keep him from learning what he needs to do and from opening up the pathways that he needs to open up in order to achieve what it is he's doing.
Oh my God, truth bomb. Brittany says amen. That was a truth bomb. That was important. And that wasn't just for him. That was for a lot of guys out there. That is a collective thing.
It really is. A lot of men are missing these aspects of themselves because they have been taught to have this John Wayne, Chuck Norris,
tough guy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, action hero, badass, tough guy mentality. And at the end of the day, that shit doesn't exist. That's a Hollywood movie. These are actors playing a role.
The masks are coming off. We wear masks.
But that is portrayed in that manner as a means of control because they tell men, don't show emotion, don't cry. If you do this, you're a sissy. If you do this, you're a wimp. If you act this way, you're not a man. You have to be tough. You have to be strong. The only emotions you can really show are anger.
Yes.
And by God, don't tell someone you love them. You're weak if you show love.
If you're sensitive, then, you get called all kinds of names if you're a guy. I mean, it's hard enough for a girl. I can't even imagine being a male empath.
Yeah, well, it's not easy.
It's hard.
It really isn't. And quite frankly, a lot of male empaths don't talk about being empaths. They don't open up to it. And the thing is, some of them don't even realize they're empaths because they try to shut down those aspects of themselves because they feel judged and pressured from society. They don't feel like they're accepted. And so what they try to do is conform to fit into what society wants them to be. And that's killing us. That's what's got people with this toxic masculinity that thinks that you got to be badass to do this or you do this. It's this kind of masculinity that creates the hate and the rage against women because they don't recognize the divine feminine. That's what causes abuse. That's what causes.
Look at the grape. I'm going to say the word grape culture. Look at that.
Right. Well, yes. And that has risen out of a lack of respect for the divine feminine.
And a hatred for it. I've wondered before. Sometimes it seems like there's a hatred.
Well, there is. And that's because and I'm going to go back to the early church.
Let's go back to like the Israelites or even further.
Well, I want to go back mainly to Constantine and the Council of Nicaea, some of that stuff. And then later on, there was another pope that demonized Mary Magdalene. The Bible
made her a prostitute, and she wasn't. She was a holy priestess.
Right. They done a lot of things where they manipulated texture or scripture and text to fit the storyline of the patriarchy.
The agenda.
Right. And to remove anything that had to do with the divine feminine. If you go
we're
back,
stepping up now.
Well, if you go back and you look at spiritual beliefs before the establishment of the Christian church, the Catholic Church, what came out of that. Well, not even that. I'm talking about going back before the existence of it. Yeah,
our pagan roots.
And I'm not just saying pagan, but I guess by biblical terms it would be
they would call us pagan or heathens or whatever. But
because
it was in nature worship. It was a connection.
Well, it was all very centered around the feminine. Everything was centered around the feminine. The women in the tribes and in the tribal cultures were looked at as sacred. The elder women were sacred.
Oh,
They
gosh.
would go to the grandmothers, to the wise women. The tribal leaders would go to them for advice.
And look what we do with our elderly now.
Yeah,
Put
if
them
you go
away,
back to
out
the
of sight,
early
out of mind.
Celts, if you go back to the early Celtics when the Romans came in, they hated how much power the women pagans had in their communities, so they tried to remove that by pulling them down, which was exactly what they were doing.
There was a
Because-
woman pirate that fought against some of that, and we don't even hardly
Well,
hear about her.
there was a woman warrior in, I want to say, like the Germanic regions, or it might have been
Scythia.
even. No, it was Baduka.
Oh, I fell on that one too. I fell down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. And she was a very strong feminine warrior. She's a very forced warrior. And there's a movie out right now that's got Viola Davis in it that follows an African woman that rises up as a warrior with a female tribe called the Woman King.
Beautiful. But
I
Josh,
want to go
have-
see it. It's in theaters right now. Like, I'd love to go see that movie.
Oh, but COVID, man. We still gotta be careful with our autoimmune stuff.
The theaters here are pretty, I mean, like, not a whole lot of people hit up the theaters here.
You
in
go,
this
you'll be
little
by
area.
yourself in a whole theater now. Oh, that's so sad. Our world is so different. Okay, Josh, where does that hatred come from? Why? Why would there be hatred against the maternal? Why? The protectress?
It's just that,
A threat to the masculinity?
well, I mean, it goes back to a lot of threat of the the women were looked at these higher revered positions, and
They were the
so
priestesses.
I mean, okay, let me put it this way: the people that done that were like the guys who, like, what we would call an incel or an incelibate, or that they can't, like,
Oh, they had their stuff, whatchamacallit, taken off.
not a eunuch.
Oh.
These are men who can't hook up with a woman, and so they blame women for everything that's wrong.
It comes down to sex.
Basically, they can't get laid, and so everything in the world that is wrong in the world is a woman's fault. And look,
OMG.
and look, a bunch of them were all in the Catholic Church that they had all take these vows that they couldn't have sex with women.
Celibacy, man. I was like, why? Where did that even come from? What? Because sex done correctly, and I'm going to say it's on your SEX, y'all. Done correctly, it is a divine union.
Well,
It's a design.
sex, if you look at it, if you break it down, SEX, sacred energy exchange.
I love that. But it's been materialized and degraded and
Well,
morphed.
It's been demonized. It's been monetized. It's been commercialized. It's been capitalized.
Well, girls are taught to think that their, parts are bad, or our cycle is dirty. Where in ancient times, it was the opposite. Everything got flipped. It's bizarre. It's like the world flipped upside down.
Well, and I mean, it's one of those things that I see, like, teaching girls, don't go flashing your junk around, don't, teach common sense.
Teach them to be a lady.
Yeah, teach common sense stuff, but also at the same time, don't demonize something like that, because
Don't shame that.
Right. Well, I mean,
Or disown it.
Right. And it's just, I don't know. And the church is that way about, I mean, it's that Puritan law and stuff with the way they came in with their laws about
The
sex.
black and the white.
Yeah, and things like, masturbation and self-pleasure and everything
Oh, that
like
was,
that.
oh my word.
Yanni,
Yanni would, oh my word.
Well, and And things like, you know, when you see the church talking about stuff like homosexuality, which, you know, Paul talked about that in some of his writings and stuff and some of his letters.
Yeah, he had some issues.
But here's the thing. First off, the New Testament's based all on the covenant that Jesus made, not Paul.
Yes.
Paul wasn't involved in that shit at all.
No.
He came afterwards.
Yes.
And in that covenant, Jesus said, I come and I make a new covenant and I give you 2 commandments.
Tell us the commandments, please.
One is to love thy Father God with all of thy heart, and the other is to love thy neighbor as thyself.
Father.
He said, well, I think it is to love thy Lord God is technically what it says.
Okay.
But the King James says Father because they turn everything into the masculine.
Of course. I mean, look what they did to Eve with the apple and making her like punished with menstrual cramps forever and childbirth pain. You know, it's like she got blamed for everything.
I got some ideas on that, but we'll go into that another night because that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down.
Oh, we can talk about the serpent.
Well, it's all about the serpent and Eve and the apple and what it means and
what the apple really meant.
Yeah, well, a lot of the metaphysical stuff behind it. We'll go down that another night. Yeah, we'll go down that another night. Yeah, we'll do that another night.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. We got 3 minutes.
Yep. And she's the one that was telling me earlier. She goes, I don't think I want to go 3 hours tonight. We need to keep it short.
I know. I was losing my voice.
Yes, the women Vikings are so strong and important in their communities. They had rights to vote. Oh yeah,
yes,
and the Viking women actually had the right to divorce their husbands.
Yeah,
if they were not happy with their husband, they had a way to divorce the husband and kick him out, and they were entitled to property. I think that's actually where the early concepts of divorce came from.
It was from the women, the Vikings, and the shield maidens. They were like, what? You know,
well, the women were very respected. I mean, and in that community, if you was a vulva, which was the mystics, basically the witches, you was considered revered. You was above all others. Like any community you walked into, you was on par with the leaders of that community.
And then because of a war on that aspect of the divine feminine, a war on women, we were burnt at the stakes. We were hung. Men, the Templars, look what happened to all of them, the Cathars. Look at anybody that was homosexual. Anybody that didn't fit that ideal, they were gotten rid of. And we're back. And we're fixing it this time.
Stephanie, Brittany, guys, I'm posting a link in. This is a link to my show, Breaking Reality, on YouTube. On Tuesday nights, we do a live roundtable discussion. Brittany, get with me. I might ask you if you want to join in actually as one of the people in the discussion. So you would be on air like Tiffany and myself.
Hold up.
Tiffany is scribbling something. You got to pull it back. You're way too close. There you go. That's good.
Yes, please. I love Brittany. She needs to be a part of it. We've got so much work to do.
Yeah, and what Breaking Reality really is about a community of like-minded people coming together to bring their perspectives and hopefully change the reality as we know it by sharing our perspectives and opening up each other to looking at things from a different point of view. Because even if we have similar points of view, we still see things from a different perspective. Oh
yeah, and it's beautiful that way. You know, but we also need to unite, and in Breaking Reality, what I really love, Joshua, is that it's a safe space to explore some of those taboo topics that we've been suppressing for so long. It's time to shine the light on those.
Oh,
We need to
yeah,
bring those from the shadows.
And I'm not afraid to chase down any topics as long as we address them in a tasteful and respectful manner.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, diving into topics on sacred sexuality and spirituality and stuff, these are conversations that aren't had in a lot of places, but are very, very critical. Very critical.
People, it's like what is the guy in the Matrix that always comes after Neo?
Mr. Smith.
There's a lot of Mr. Smiths out there, and it's like as soon as you say something that questions like their dogmatic black and white belief, all of a sudden it's like they become a Mr. Smith, and the Matrix is like trying to attack you through them.
But see, here's the thing. I'm not worried about the Mr. Smiths.
Oh, I'm not either.
I'm worried about all the young Neos that are at the waking up point that are ready to hear this information. That when they hear it, they're going to go, oh, that makes sense. I understand that now.
And then there becomes light out of the darkness.
And here's the thing, though, too. At the same time, I want them to go, well, hold on. Some of that stuff he said, that's total complete bullshit to me. I don't believe that.
Path.
Fine. Don't take that. Take what works for you, because my path is different.
Take what works for you and leave the rest.
Yep. Absolutely.
You want to end on that one?
Yes, that is a perfect way to end.
This ended up being beautiful, and I just love everybody in the community. And Josh, thank you so much. You step up in a way that a lot of men don't, because they're afraid to face their inner feminine aspects.
Well, and that's the thing, is the only way that those guys are going to start to step up is by seeing others step up and say, it's okay.
Well, yeah, and you're a masculine dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you very much had that feminine connection.
Oh yeah, and I have no problem showing that off. You know, I don't have a problem even talking about it, because it's actually a very critical thing that you embrace both the masculine and the feminine, so you have the proper balance within.
And that's what's happening within and without.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going through these transformations, shining light on things that need to be healed within the collective and within ourselves. And as we do so, it ripples out like throwing a pebble into a pond. We're all making those changes. Every time we shift perspective, every time that a new light bulb comes on, you're making those changes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important you continue to do so.
Absolutely.
Hi, Crystal. We're just ending. You've got a book or something to show. What is it?
No, I was grabbing my charger out. My phone's dying. It's beeping at me.
You want to peace out?
Yes, I'm ready to peace out, because I am very hungry right now too.
My stomach was growling. That's kind of why I need to peace out, y'all. I am so hungry.
I've got to go get something to eat as well. So everybody, thank you for coming out tonight. It's been a good time. Thank you to everyone who got a reading. Thank you to all the questions, everyone for just hanging out and chilling, and we will see you guys soon.
We will see you soon. Thank you, everybody. Let's keep shining that light.